Hey, everybody. I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs and Don't Puck with Media. We have the Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Final. I will be joined by Alex and Eric shortly. And we're going to do Saturday Hockey Talk as well. I should have started that over. It's Saturday Hockey Talk, and we're going to have the game going on while we do that. Just give me a second here. Did I set it up? We got Eric showed up, so I gotta get him in here. Eric.
Hey, what's up, Rick?
Not too bad. You?
Not too bad.
I've got to. Let me see. Does that work? That doesn't work very well. I didn't set up for 2, did I? There you go.
There we go.
And I can remove that. And there, it looks a lot better until Alex shows up. All right, So we've got Saturday Hockey Talk. We've got the game. And Eric from Florida Podcast is here to do that with me. We're going to be joined by Alex soon, his co-host over there. So welcome into Talking Habs and Don't Puck with Media. We appreciate having you here. And who you going for in this?
Oh, tonight? Honestly, I don't really have a dog in the fight, so.
Well, me neither, really.
I guess maybe I'll cheer, I guess, for Carolina, just for them to kind of bust this little curse that they're on. I don't know, 14 straight games lost in the conference finals,
It's going to be tough, though. They lost the 2 games at home. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
The only thing good, I guess, for them is Sam Reinhart is out.
Yeah.
He's out day to day with a lower body injury, I do believe. I don't know of any injuries on the other side, so I guess it gives them a little bit of a break, but I don't know. I think this could be a sweep. If Florida wins tonight.
Oof, yeah. If Florida wins tonight, it's bad times for Carolina, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with Carolina with third round.
You know what? I find I'll be honest, I didn't watch too much of the first 2 games, but everything that I did watch, parts of what I did watch, and stuff that I read, apparently Carolina didn't play that bad the first game. It seemed like a lot of bad puck luck. But apparently game 2, and even when I was watching game 2, I'm like, what the hell, man? They were awful. They were awful.
Yeah, they're outmatched, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if it's all again, it's a bit like the Leafs, where I don't know if it's it's all in their heads at this point, where it's they get to round 3 and it's well, then like you said, you start gripping the stick a little bit and try to overcompensate, maybe get out of your game because you're trying to do too much because you want to break this, because all you hear is they've lost 3 straight times they got shut out in the Eastern Conference, and 12 in a row, now 13 in a row, then 14 in a row. So you're maybe it's a mental thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they've given up 10 goals in 2 games, so they got to give up less than 5 goals. Anderson, that's a change there. Freddie Anderson's out, and Peter
Kochekov. Yeah. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I saw that Sean Walker might not be playing either.
I didn't see that. So, he got hurt in the last game. That's right. Yeah, that's very true. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if Kochekov's going to be the answer to stopping Florida from scoring. They're at home tonight. I can't see them really shitting the bed here that much. I mean, okay, with Toronto and the Toronto series, true in game 6, I would have thought they'd have closed it out, and they didn't. They allowed Toronto back. So maybe there's a shot here for Carolina. I don't see Carolina having that much chance. They definitely seem to have a curse there, and I don't know how they're going to overcome that. Although it starts with 1 win, so I guess if they win here tonight, you build on that, right?
Oh, for sure. Look, you never know. We're talking like this now, but you never know, eh? I think what was it? Oh man, sorry, I'm blank right now. But sorry, yeah, Toronto was up 2-0 to Florida, and you know what? Florida ended up winning that series. Edmonton was down 2-0 to LA. They came back and won that series.
Yep.
So that's not. It's over.
being down 2-0. We'll say it again, right? The cliche there that you're not out of a series until you lose at home. So they did lose at home though twice, but it could be the reverse thing, right? Where the away team wins, and it happened. I've seen many series like that, where the away team wins, then you get to Game 7, and then it doesn't mean that the away team's going to win, but that could be what we're seeing here tonight on this series here. I don't know. We're going to find out though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Imagine puck drop being about 5 minutes or so.
Just honestly, just hope that Carolina just comes out with a better effort today.
Well, I'm going for Florida, so I don't really care if they do or not. But I mean, as far as do I want to see a sweep and I don't think so. I'd rather see better hockey and like that. So we'll see if Carolina's able to do that. How about in last night's series? Were you surprised Edmonton was able to beat Dallas 3-0?
Oh, was I surprised? No, I don't think I was surprised. Look, at the end of the day, Edmonton's a good team, right? They're just as good as Dallas. I think they're able to beat Dallas. And
no, that's true. But I mean, 3-0. To me, I was a little surprised that it was a shutout.
Yeah, maybe, but we'll see. Look,
but do you think that's Edmonton saying, "Hey, we're here now"?
that was definitely a big response by Edmonton after, especially after game 1 there where they blew the lead.
So true, and that's true. That's what they did blow that lead. Yeah,
that's it. Edmonton had to. Edmonton had to come in today with not today, but yesterday with a better effort and a better game, and no, they did. Look, they dominated that game, and look, Stuart Skinner played well too for Edmonton. Got to give him credit because it was a couple of big saves.
He got lucky a couple of times. He made a couple of mistakes that almost cost him. But
got to be good to be lucky, right?
Yeah. No, it's the opposite, isn't it? Got to be lucky to be good.
No, isn't it got to be good to be lucky?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe,
whatever.
Maybe you're right. Actually, you know what? Maybe you are right. Maybe I got it wrong. I'm not sure now.
But
hey, they're coming out on the ice finally. We'll have to listen to the national anthems again.
Well,
I think for me in this game, I think Florida. I can't see them. I mean, okay, I can see them losing this game. Like, of course, it could happen. But when you say that, I can't see them losing this game. Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't lose this game.
No, but you know what? You like actually right now, David just put this comment.
I'm sorry to people.
Yeah, check it out. I want a longer series, but Florida will win. Yeah, like honestly, look, at the end of the day, like the longer the series, the better. The more fun. So that's why, like, hopefully Carolina could win at least 1 or 2 games and make this thing interesting.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. And personally, I don't really care because I don't like Carolina, but for the interest of I not that Florida wouldn't want to sweep them, but they sweep, and then if it goes a long series the other side, that they're kind of where Carolina was, right? Waiting for the other series to start, and and I kind of see they probably had a benefit not having to wait, just going from one series right into the next series. I don't think that hurt them.
No, not at all. They kept momentum going.
Look, Sean Walker's there.
Oh, he is? Okay, so he's finally playing because I heard like today that it was game time.
It's the game time, so that doesn't mean but he's there.
Okay, so I wasn't sure. Okay, good.
We'll see.
We'll see how healthy he is.
All right, let's see who's here. Phil. Hey, Phil. Oh, let me just change something. I don't know why I've got that.
Wait.
There we go. A little bit better. That's from the Flyer podcast. That color. Florida's so strong, impeccable all over. I mean, impeccable.
Well,
I don't know if that's the right word personally, but yeah, I mean they're a really strong team, defending Cup champions, so they want to get back there, obviously. Hey Joe, how's it going, Joe?
What's up, Joe?
Marchand by a nose. Okay. Hey David. And Joe says Carolina just to stop Florida from sweeping it. Yeah, I mean, if I don't ever want to really be cheering on Carolina. They're not playing the Leafs. I got no reason to cheer Carolina. I was cheering for Florida in the last series, so I'm just going to continue basically, and I do believe they'll win this series. So, Phil says we want Florida. Yeah, doesn't make a difference. And we did that one. All right. Anyway, listen, if you're here with us, say hi, leave a comment or two. And we're going to be, we'll talk about anything. It's Saturday Hockey Talk at this point tonight, in this show. So we can talk about all kinds of different things while the game is on. It's not specifically here for the game only. So don't be shy to talk about other topics. And just ask away any questions. If we can answer them, we're going to do that. And, at the same time, we got the game on. We're going to be watching the game, and we'll talk about what goes on in there. The reason they say that it might not be an exciting game. This could be a very one-sided Florida dominated game, so we'll see how it goes. The first two games pretty much were that. I would say Florida dominated the first two games. I don't know how you could argue otherwise.
Look, well, Carolina had their moments in game one, but other than that, no, that's it. No, game two was a definite domination from.
When you say they had their moments, they had, I mean, it was a little better for them.
Well, because if you look at the underlying numbers, like it looked like Carolina actually in game one actually controlled most of the possession of the game. It's just that like I said, I was surprised when I heard about the numbers and everything. I'm like, oh, really? Because I didn't watch much of the game, and I think the score was 5-2. The final score
was 5-2. Yeah. So they did that, and they still lost.
Have you heard of the I think it's Money Puck that has it. I'm not sure which site it is, but it's called the Deservo Win-A-Meter, something like that.
No, never heard of that.
Yeah, it's this thing it's on Money Puck or something, and basically it takes all this the underlying numbers and everything throughout the game, and it says it gives a percentage on who should have won the game, who deserved to win the game.
Yeah.
And they had in game one, they had Carolina at something like 63% or something.
Really?
The
deserve
that thing is very flawed.
It must be. It's very flawed. But listen, if their underlying numbers were better, they still lost the game. Then they lose the last one. If Florida scores the first goal, that's gotta sort of demoralize them a little bit. No, it's gotta
for sure.
Just like with Toronto. I mean, you got to start wondering, man, can we win a game in the third round? So let's see what happens. I don't know who's replacing Reinhardt on. He's the first liner, isn't he?
Jesper Bokvist. I saw this before. Is entering the lineup
not on the first line though.
No.
That's what I mean. I wonder who's maybe Rodriguez is going to or Verhaeghe.
Was probably Verhaeghe, because I think was Rodriguez already on the first line?
Yeah, Verhaeghe's out there, so yeah, it must be Verhaeghe.
Yeah. Oh, hey. It's not a bad bad replacement. Verhaeghe's no slug, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine, even though Reinhardt's out.
Oh yeah, they're deep.
Man, they're all over them already.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. And we go. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of chatter lately about Sam Bennett and the amount of money he's gonna get in the off season.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god! Someone said 11 million. I'm like, are you nuts?
No, that would be. No, that's
are you nuts? 11 million.
I mean, you know what? If he goes to a team that just wants to pay him and get him there, and it doesn't, maybe. But if you really think he's gonna go just somewhere just for the money?
No, I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe if he wins the cup this year, if Florida wins this year, and then he has 2 cups in his pocket and everything, and it's like, you know what? I'll take the money. The fuck else do I have to
do? I guess. I mean, if they win a cup this year, he's going to get some good money. Phil says, let's talk about the impending Crosby and Letang to Habs trade. I don't know if that's impending.
Why would the Habs want Letang?
He says reading that he's reading they will want our 2 first, their own second back, a center, a defensive young body to cover the losses, and we're not making that trade. They're not. I can't see them. I can see them making the Crosby trade and acquiring Crosby. I've talked about it, but I don't see why Letang would be.
No, that's a terrible contract. You don't want any part of that.
Yeah, I mean, why would we want that? No way. No way.
Plus, Montreal has too many good young defensemen. So,
yeah, I mean, I could see them trading for Crosby. That I've said.
100%.
But not. Letang won't be involved.
Nah.
How will the Oilers go now that Skinner had a shutout? I don't get. Is there a meaning behind it that I'm not getting?
How will the Oilers go? I guess he means how are they going to go forward? Well, if Skinner can play the way he played and keep on getting shutouts, well, I guess they'll go to the cup.
Yeah, I mean,
simple as that.
Let's see how Dallas, because Edmonton took away the home ice advantage from Dallas. So right now, Edmonton has the home ice advantage. Well, let's see how it goes in Edmonton. Can Dallas respond?
Plus, like, how much faith do you really? The thing with Stuart Skinner, right, is that like he could be like the greatest goalie in the world one day and just be like the worst the next. So
yeah. No, I'm happy the Oilers have him. We don't.
We'll see.
That's for sure.
But
sorry.
No, go. It's fine.
Joe says also, are we back on the old chestnut again? Crosby to the Habs? Unless it happens, it will most likely not happen. It most likely won't happen, of course.
Most probably not.
Although, I mean, there's talk about it, and I've read a couple of places where they say if the thinking is if he is going to accept a trade, it likely will be only the Montreal, despite what people think about Colorado.
Mm. So. Well, look, he probably is going to have a short list for sure of destinations. He'd probably want it because look, I've been on this train for a while. I think the best thing for Pittsburgh and the best thing for Crosby would be like goes their separate ways. Like they should just trade him because as a play, like again, look, if Crosby wants to stay because you know what, I'm loyal. I want my cups. I'm loyal to Pittsburgh. What else do I have to prove? I'm just gonna stay here and whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to realize Crosby. I'm saying has to realize you're not winning anything in Pittsburgh in the next 2 years.
Well, he must know. He kind of knows that.
But that's what, and this is the problem with what Pittsburgh's been doing the past couple seasons is that they've been trying to do patchworks on this team to make it competitive so that Crosby could go for these extended runs. But
yeah,
they wasted all their capital on when they were actually good making these runs. That now they have nothing in the cupboard. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So, yeah, I mean they're gonna have to go through a full rebuild once it's all over.
At a certain point, like I know, like what's good that like Dubas did like last season was he was starting to make these smaller trades that like for like these project players, like when he traded for Tomasino from Nashville, like little trades like that, you know, which were like, okay, let's give this guy a shot. You know, he was drafted in the first round. He's not living up to potential. Let's try and get him for nothing and see what happens. You know.
Yeah.
But
you can only do that for so long, right? And especially when you're giving up your draft picks and stuff, and you're not filling the cupboard, you can only do that for so long.
Exactly.
You can't do that forever. That's for sure.
Like now, like look, they have 2 this year because they got the one from, I think it's the Rangers pick because they got that from Vancouver. So they have 2 first-round picks this year. So it's starting. They're starting their rebuild. But again, like by the time any of these players that they're drafting now will be even close to ready, like Crosby's gonna be what 40.
Yeah, so, Crosby will be done by then. Yeah, for sure. But let's see what Dubas can do there. I don't have confidence, but
I just think the best thing would be like for him to just say, listen, okay, just trade me. Like give Pittsburgh a short list. I'll go here, 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 or here.
Yeah, I don't think Crosby will do that though.
But then like he has to be comfortable with the idea that he's not going to be in the playoffs for the next couple of years.
Well, I think personally, I think he is, and it's out of loyalty to Pittsburgh. I think if they came to him though and said, "Listen, we need to trade you. Where are you okay with going?" Like, I think he'd be okay and he'd do it. Not sure how happy he'd be to do it, but I think he would do it. But I don't think he's gonna go to them and say, "Yeah, trade me." I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Because at the same time, like, I don't know, maybe out of respect for Crosby, like, I can't really see maybe, like, I don't think like Dubas or the Pens would ever go to him and be like, listen, like,
Might not.
we want to trade you. But again, if I'm Dubas, and I think I heard, I don't know, where did I hear this? Anyway, you have to be honest with the guy and tell him, like, listen, like, you sit him down. I don't know, maybe this has happened. I don't know. But like, you have to sit him down and be like, listen, Sid, like, you see that we've tried for the past 2-3 years to get this thing going, to try and like right the ship, try and make this more competitive, but you see that it's not working, and we have to go into a rebuild. And so that you tell them, listen, like, for the duration of your contract, we're most probably going to be in a rebuild. So, but that's it. Don't even bring up then just leave it up to him. Be like, if then he says, okay, I want to be a part of it, fine. And if he says, well, I don't want to be part of a rebuild, then you tell him, like, well, listen, if you don't want to be part of a rebuild, we're gonna have to trade you.
I think though that Dubas has to get the permission from the ownership to do that, because the ownership. I think that was part of the conditions of him being hired there, Dubas, was that he doesn't do that. So I guess Crosby's there unless ownership changes their mind. I doubt they will, because they must be afraid of, what, who's going to show up to the games if they do that.
And that's the problem. I think they want to have, like, like, eat their cake and have it too at the same time, where it's like, they know they have to rebuild, and like they know they can't win. So, like, let's keep the stars here, but we'll still be bad. But let's keep them here so that the fans will still show up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we'll be bad, so we'll get a better pick in the end. And
it's a catch-22 in a way, right? There's not much they can do there.
But they could be a lot worse if they got rid of Crosby and Malkin, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing to do at that point. The thing is to start to rebuild. But a guy like Crosby, Malkin, I don't really care either one way or the other. But a guy like Crosby, you don't trade him lightly. Your fans are going to revolt probably, and you're going to have to face that. But then again, when he does retire, there's still going to be nobody showing up anyway because of the rebuild. So
that's the problem.
You got to make up your mind as an ownership, I think. Because I do believe if they came to Crosby and said, "Listen, we got to trade you," he'll do it. He'll waive his no movement.
Well, I think the difference though now between, like, from before, because now they have more stable ownership with what is it, the Fenway Group that owns them.
Okay, I don't know who owns them, but yeah.
Okay. They were bought by the Fenway Group, I think basically right before Dubas was hired. They were sold.
Okay.
And from what I understood is that, because not like, look, I don't know. I'm just gonna put this out there. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true. This is what I've heard. Okay. When the Pittsburgh had hired Ron Hextall and Brian Burke a few years back, the intent was to rebuild. Apparently, that's what I heard. The intent was to rebuild, and that's why, like, you saw Hextall making a couple of these, like, questionable moves, like what, okay, like, but then when they were sold, like, because when Mario and whoever else owned them sold them to the Fenway Group is like, no, we don't want to rebuild. We want to try and compete.
Right.
So when Dubas was hired, after that, what I had heard was because Dubas signed something like a 7-year deal. It was like a long. He got a lot of term on his deal. From what I had heard is that he got that long because the intention was for his first 2 to 3 years, it's to compete.
Right.
After that, it's to rebuild.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense enough.
But they're already in year this. I think this is going to be year 3 of Dubas, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or year 2.
I think 2, 3. No, you're right. Coming up, I think you're right. Is year 3.
Wait, how long has Tree Living been in Toronto? Because it coincided.
I think it was last year. So
okay, so then it is 1 year that he's with Pittsburgh.
I guess a year and a half. I don't know when did they hire him? Was it before the
right after the playoffs? Remember, because Dubas had the press conference where he said, "I want to be in Toronto. I don't want to go anywhere else but Toronto." And then he got fired, and then a week later he's
right. It's a year or two. I'm not under. Time flies in a way. I don't know. It's either was last year or it was the year before.
I think
he's either going into year 2 or year 3. I don't know. Anybody out there knows? Let us know here. Okay, let's get on to this here. Which team could afford Bennett? I think a lot of teams. I'm doing a video where I'm finally going to get that targets video, and so I'm looking at players and I'm looking at the cap space for these teams for next year. Every team pretty much had more cap space than I thought. Just a couple of teams not, but a lot of teams I think could afford Bennett.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
They were I was surprised that some teams have a lot of money with the cap going up, especially the way it is. Yeah, so I think Bennett's affordable. If hey, look, even the Panthers. I believe I had a Panthers player or two. Wait, do I have a Panthers? Yeah. But I'm just doing this because I'm curious now as to. Okay, so the Panthers. Even they have $19 million for cap space next season, so
okay,
they can afford them. And I think a lot of other teams, like I saw teams with $28 million and $23 million. There's money out there next season.
A bunch of teams can afford Bennett if they really want him.
Yeah, I think
so. Just quick, Rick.
Yeah,
it is 2 years that Dubas is in Pittsburgh. He was hired on June 1st, 2023.
There you go. Yeah.
So
I thought it was, but then it's hard trying to think, and it's like I don't know. Time flies when you're my age, especially, it goes faster, and it's hard.
I don't know for whatever reason. Me too. I was sure it was 2, but then I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Is it 1?
Yeah, when you put that question out there, I started. Maybe it is just 1. Time flies when you're having fun.
I guess so.
Phil says because Letang is part of the group and he is from Montreal. What group? He's part of what group? And he's from Montreal and he's at the end of his career. We also need vets, coincidentally, a right-handed. That part is true. Yeah, I don't want to have to pay anything though to get a guy like that. And with his contract, I wouldn't want to pay a guy like that the money he's making.
You don't want to. Plus, you have what was it, Reinbacher? That's he's also a right side. Mayu's a right side. Like you don't want to take up a spot on look. Letang is 38 now, and he has 2 more years at $6.1 million.
Yeah, and it's not like Montreal's got, and the 2 years actually, I thought it was longer.
Honestly, I thought that was at least 3.
Cap. Montreal doesn't have unlimited cap. You might be surprised that we don't have as much cap as you think.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't touch that thing. I really would not. You're gonna screw up your cap. You have young kids that you're gonna have to pay eventually. Like I get it. Yeah, it is only 2 years. Like, look, if for whatever reason Pittsburgh would retain half, but even at that, it's just a roster spot. Like, I don't know. I don't see it.
Phil says the Habs are the only team that can afford Crosby. That's not true. But of the 2 teams where you figured he would agree to go, the Avalanche can't afford him. Like I don't know what they would do to get him. I don't think they have the cap. Montreal,
they would have to get rid of some money.
Montreal can afford Crosby, yes, but I would fully support it, but not Letang.
Well, like we said, there's a lot of teams that can afford Crosby, so Letang there's a lot. There's going to be a lot of teams with cap space this offseason.
Yeah, there'll be a lot. What do you mean he's negative or very small value? Yeah, it's a small. If you're not getting much value if you take him at 6.1. That's what I think.
I think he means you could get him cheap, if that's what I'm understanding by the question. But again, like, I don't. First of all, I don't see Montreal making the trade just because of his age, the health risk, also because like I'm like not like knock on wood there, but like he's had what, like 2 strokes or 3 like.
Yeah,
Like,
I saw a guy I'm paying $6.1 million to on the
no,
cap.
you can't. You can't tie up that money into Chris Letang.
Phil also says sarcastically, "Wow, 2-hole right-hand Ds, almost NHL ready. Plus Carrier, we are deep in right-hand D, super deep."
But you are.
I'll just say this: there are a lot of other right-hand D with experience that are veterans that we could go out and acquire that are way better than getting Letang.
No. Is Matheson right-handed? No,
he's a lefty.
He's a lefty. Okay,
Yeah, he doesn't play the right side very well, if you ask me.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
because you guys are losing Savard this year.
Yeah, Savard's retired.
Yeah.
Phil goes on to say, I take Letang and Crosby and even re-sign Marc-Andre Fleury, who's retired. But Phil's going to take him out of retirement and re-sign him.
1 year.
Come on, Phil. Don't be like that.
1 year with the Canadians.
Come on. Why would we need him anyway? We wouldn't need him here in Montreal. Joe says, I think Bennett would stay in Florida. I think he's going to stay in Florida.
I think he stays in Florida too.
Yeah.
Like I've said this before. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, I think even if they don't win a cup, I think he stays in Florida.
If there's one guy I see leaving, it's Ekblad. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't analyzed all that, but from what I'm with Bennett, from what I'm hearing, what I read, it seems like that's probably he's going to stay in Florida. Yeah. For Ekblad, you guys have been talking about that when we're doing these streams, so yeah, I guess.
Ekblad to Montreal. No, there's your right-hand D.
Again, I don't know. I don't think they're going to get a guy that's going to cost a lot. Like a Carrier, a guy that's going to be steady, got experience, all that. I don't think they have to go after somebody that doesn't make sense for them to go after. That's all I'm going to say.
But then again, I could see a guy like Ekblad actually making sense for the Canadians. I know he's going to cost. He's going to cost, that's for sure. But a big right-handed defenseman like him, he could put up some points, pretty good defensively. You put him on a first pairing with Hudson. That wouldn't be a bad first pair.
For sure. Phil says, are those right-hand defense best friends of Crosby? Have they won multiple cups and medals together? Are they from Montreal? So what you're saying really is, see the last part. Phil's giving himself away. You want a French guy. Admit it. That's what you want. You want a guy from Montreal who's French.
There's a couple guys out there that it doesn't have to be Chris Letang.
Doesn't have to be Letang.
Doesn't have to be Letang.
And listen, I don't care where he's from. As long as he's good, it makes sense. But,
like Matheson's from Montreal.
And also, doesn't have to be best friends of Crosby to do well here. Yeah, that's how I see it. You saw Savard play? Where'd you see Savard play? He retired. He's not coming back to Montreal. He's retired.
He announced his retirement.
He announced it when the season was done. They were done. He was retiring. I don't know where you see him play.
Local rink? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. Hey, see, some of these guys, they skate around somewhere. Oh, something happened? I heard something.
Yes,
Panthers scored.
Florida opens the scoring. That's it. Carolina, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. The Montreal thing is a huge draw. But calling Letang a French guy? Come on now. What do you mean calling Letang a French guy? Come on now. He's not French.
Yeah, he's French. He's Québécois.
He's not French.
He's French.
Well, he's saying, calling him a French guy. You want to bring Delorier back? We should. We have a team. We have a team that's on the fucking verge of being good, and you want to bring garbage back here and make us worse. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Phil, I'll drive him. I'll drive down to Philly and drive him back.
There you go. And he's a Flyers fan, and he wants to give us free. Just take him.
He's yours,
right? You're driving me to this now, Phil. But seriously, why do you want to make our team? We're almost there, and you want to make them worse? I don't understand why.
Because it's funnier that way.
Phil is secretly a Leafs fan on a mission to get to the inside of Habs fandom and do something. I don't know what.
I'm convinced Phil's a mole.
He's a mole for the Leafs.
He's a Leafs mole.
He's a Leafs mole. Sorry, Phil. Let's see. Matheson has played with Letang. Yeah, Matheson might get traded.
Wait, who's getting traded?
They said Matheson played with Letang.
Yeah. He played for a little bit.
That sells me. I'm sold now, Phil. Well, I didn't know Matheson played with Letang. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? That's sarcasm, by the way.
Come on, Carolina. Do something.
David says he read Brindamore was so sick of KK, he wasn't dressing him yet. I thought I saw him on the bench. I don't know. I know that he benched him last game. I saw some stupidity out on Facebook that I didn't pay attention to. So I don't know if something happened. I haven't heard his name. I'm not watching the game close, so I don't know if he's been out there. Listen, they signed him they signed him to like an 8-year deal or something. Like they're gonna have to live with
actually I just went on the page. Give me a sec. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 more seasons at $4.82 million.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So I guess it was a 6-year deal they signed him to.
It's just never panned out.
No, he's 24. He's a bottom 6. It turns out he's a bottom 6 guy.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you gonna say? I mean, right? That's what he is. It seems.
Oh yeah,
he's making 100%. A little too much money, I think. Although with the cap going up,
Yeah, 4.8 is kind of like high end third line.
Yeah. Is he a third? He's probably a third line center.
Probably a 3C. That's probably what he is.
A low end.
Problem is that Carolina has 2 of them. They have Jordan Stahl is pretty much a 3C, and so is
they were hoping KK would be a 2C, not a 3C.
Well, they took a chance. They took a shot in the dark, but they didn't pan out. What are you gonna do? It happens. They got like Sam Bennett would actually make a lot of sense for them in the offseason too.
Sorry, what's that? I'm with.
Sam Bennett would actually make a lot of sense for Carolina in the offseason.
For Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Montreal's gonna go for him personally.
No, probably not.
Yeah. I think he'll end up staying in Florida.
Yeah, it makes the most sense.
I'm not sure. I said they got $19 million. I believe that's enough to sign Bennett and whoever else. I think
for Florida, yeah. Because look, in all honesty, I think Bennett. I think if he stays in Florida, you'll probably take like a not a discount, but like I think he's probably gonna get 7.5, maybe something like that. That would make sense.
Yeah, I mean somewhere in there, 7.5 to 8.5. I don't know, but I mean somewhere there. I don't think it'll be. It's not gonna be 11. That's crazy.
No, that's why. Like I said, when I heard that, I'm like, if someone pays that Ben $11 million, they are absolutely nuts.
Because I mean, if I'm doing the research for this video, so like he doesn't have the production for that kind of money. Like, there's no way, because his production does not warrant that kind of salary. So he's not getting that. I'm not from Florida. And like maybe like some idiot GM out there might do it, I guess, but I don't think so. Not for what he does. And there was no point in his career that his production was ever at that level for that kind of money. So
no, he is what he is. He's a 2C that plays the game hard, and he'll get you that 50 to 60 points. That's about it. Like, but he really shows his value in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's gonna get him like a little overpaid, but at the same time, it's like not that much overpaid.
No, and I think you're right there. That's what's gonna get him to that 7.5 to 8 million range. But it's not his production, it's his toughness. It's his, I guess, his history in the league already. And yeah, you know, and it's 2 Stanley Cups. Well, I'm saying that, and 1 and maybe a second Stanley Cup.
Well, we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting offseason.
The Hurricanes offer sheeted Bennett, did they?
I think he means Kotkaniemi.
Oh, right. Yeah, KK. Yes, they did. They offer sheeted him. And listen, it was a good thing that Bergevin did is he didn't match, which was the right thing to do without a doubt. And at least he didn't match. He did something good. But yeah,
because then what he took the first and traded it for Dvorak, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
because it was a first and a third, right? That you guys got for compensation.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. What for that? They gave him what, 6 million?
6 something.
Yeah, I don't know. For that, is that a first?
Yeah, first for sure. I remember they got a first.
It was a first and a third. Yeah,
I think it was a third.
He took
and then I remember they took that first and then traded it for Dvorak. That I'm positive.
And 2 picks. Dvorak was the first and I'm sure first and the third. That those 2 picks.
Oh, so they traded the third also?
Yeah, well, it was 2 picks for Dvorak. It wasn't just the first.
Oh, okay. So then they basically traded Kotkaniemi for Dvorak.
Right. Then. No, that's right. And listen, you could say whatever about Dvorak, but KK wasn't any better.
Oh no.
So I think we got even for even.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, hell, Devo probably did more than KK ever did just in the last, like, 6 to 4 nations in the final part of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, Dvorak had a decent second half to the season this year.
No, he did. So, you know.
Oh, man. I remember when Montreal had traded for him after all this happened. Like, I was never a big Dvorak fan. I just always figured he was nothing better than a 3C. And I go, one of my buddies, because I have one of my buddies at work, he's a huge Flyers fan like me. But, like I don't hate the Canadians. For me, it's like, whatever. Like, I follow them just because I live in the city, whatever. But I don't hate the Canadians. He hates the Canadians.
Like, a lot of people do, unfortunately.
And I remember, and like when Kotkaniemi got whatever, when they signed the option, then they took the picks and traded for Dvorak. Remember him coming to me. He's like, "Oh my god! Like, you see, they do it again. They got this really good center." And I'm like, "Calm down. Like, Dvorak's not more than a 3C. Like, calm down."
Well, I'll just say, at the time, there was potential for him to. I was high on him. I thought he would.
I never saw it. I never saw it in him.
Yeah, I mean, I was wrong about it, obviously, but
like, again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. It's because, like, the way my buddy was talking is like, oh, they just got this, like, number 1 center of the future.
Yeah.
That's
ridiculous. Like, he was going to be a number 2, like, at best.
Yeah.
If he was able to step up and whatever, and what I thought he was capable of, but he obviously wasn't able to do that. So, hey, Guru, how's it going, Guru? Yeah. So, anyways, Devo came with a Yeah, right. 4 years at 4.45. KK got essentially 9 times 5.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
I mean, basically, I guess. Yeah. But he didn't sign 8 years. Was it 4? Oh, I guess you're right. He did get. I think it was 7 years.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's longer ago than I was. Yeah.
Yeah, because the initial offer sheet was only for 1 year, and then he signed the extension right after.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was 7 or 8 they signed him, but it was 7 at least. Anyway, stupid move by them, but that's their business.
Right now. Let's see.
While we think of the past, let's not forget KK cost us Brady Tkachuk. Damn it, KK did not cost us Brady Tkachuk. Mark Bergevin cost us Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah, that was so dumb.
Right? It's not KK's fault. That was a real.
But honestly, I have to say too, like, look, yeah, it wasn't, but I think also another huge mistake was that he played that first year. Like, he should have never come into the league.
Did you see the hit this guy just took?
Nah,
I don't know what happened there. Yeah, getting a penalty. That's horrible. He just rammed him head first into the boards at the top there. The ledge.
They call a 5, but they're reviewing it.
Watch.
Let's see.
Watch. Ow!
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he leads them into the boards.
Oh, my God.
No let up. Good chance that's a 5.
Oh, that's Listerainen. Oh, man. He's going to get beat up, man.
Oh, they gave him a game?
They gave him a game. Good, because he deserves a game for that. Sorry, deserved.
Yeah, that seems like the right call.
That's deserved.
Yeah, that's a shame. He's not really known to be a dirty player. That's what's
weird. Not. But I mean, that you can't let a guy get away with that.
No. Obviously not. No.
That's horrible, man.
No, that was a bad hit. Well, now look, they got a 5-minute now. They got to take advantage. They got to at least get a couple here.
Yeah, if they don't, I mean, the series is over. If they don't step up and take advantage here, they don't deserve to win.
No.
Joe says, "Good call, ref." Every now and then they make the right call. I don't know who the ref is, but good call.
Every once in a while they do it right.
They do it right sometimes. That was a horrible hit. Oh my God, that was ugly. Well, so much for Alex joining us. Alex said he's going to join us.
I know, right?
What the hell is with that? The ref is the guy with the cane and dark glasses. Not on this call. He got it right. Miraculously, his eyes worked.
We got to give them credit when they do when they get it right.
Yeah, credit when credit is due.
Exactly.
I don't know who the refs are though tonight.
Let's see.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day. You're right, unless it's digital. You're going to say, how is a digital clock not right twice a day? Because it'll tell you AM and PM. If it's stuck on AM, it's not right when it says PM or when it's PM. It was an explanation we didn't need, Rick. Stop it.
Here we go.
Well, Bob's going to earn his salary on this 5 minutes, I think.
I hope so. Game info. Officials. Oh, okay. The referees for tonight are Wes McCauley and Francis Charon.
Oh my God, 2 horrible refs, and they got it right.
I guess so.
2 horrible refs.
That's weird though, because here they have Sean Walker listed as a scratch.
Is he out there?
But we saw him. We saw him in warmups.
No, but that's where they make the decision. I
don't know if he's actually dressed.
Game time decision means he gets out on the ice, skates around, see how he's feeling.
So maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
Or maybe like because he was a game time decision, they put it on the site. But then I don't know. Anyway, I don't know.
I haven't noticed him out there, so.
Ah, well, it's back there.
Well, this power play not doing that much.
No, it doesn't seem like it. Eh? What? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry if they can't at least tie it up on a 5-minute. I don't see much hope for them in this series.
No. And we're already halfway through.
Yeah. The only break they might get out of it is they're going to have like almost 2 minutes in the second period because we're almost out of the period.
Man, get something going. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a Hurricanes fan, I think I'm a little starting to get a little upset at these guys.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, well, we're 1-0 after a 1 period. Shots are tied at 7 apiece. And Carolina blew 3 minutes of that 5-minute major. That is not very promising for Canes. All right, well, folks, we got an intermission. If there's stuff you guys want to talk about, now is the time.
Ask away.
Ask away, and I'll say I'm not impressed by Carolina at all here. Not at all.
Not too much, that's for sure.
Now, I mean, this is a game, and it's not a must-win game, but I mean, pretty much is for them, right?
It kind of is. This is definitely must-win for Carolina.
It's as close as you can get to it actually being a must-win game.
Yeah,
they're not
it's not a literal must-win game. Like go home,
but it is a must-win game for them, and they're not showing much. I'm a little surprised that they're not showing much. They're just jinxed in this in the third round.
Yeah, they gotta break. Come on, like win one. Like I was listening to the DFO, like this Frank Saravalli's podcast.
Yeah,
and he was going on this rant like about like with this whole like well before it started, so it was 12 in a row, and he was going this whole rant like how could you even because apparently like the first one was in like 2009 or something or 2008 or whatever.
Yeah,
and the second, and then the second one was mid 2010s. Anyway, he's like, so he's going on this rant and like, oh well, how could you include these? There's only like one player that was there for the first series, and then it's a stupid stat that everyone's bringing up. Well, I'm like, you know what? Like, did they win a game yet? No, it's another 2, and like
going on,
like
not a stupid stat. I get it. It's different teams, makeup of the teams, but
it's not a lie. They have no.
No, listen. Sometimes those things work. It doesn't matter what the players are on your team. You can't either beat this team or whatever it is, and it doesn't matter what your makeup of your team is. It's just the way it is.
Exactly. Doesn't matter that it was like 10 years ago or even or more, whatever.
No.
Fact of the matter is, they still haven't done it. Who cares?
It's clear. You can't argue with. The results are that they can't win in the third round. It seems clear
until they win a game in a third round. I'm sorry, it's gonna keep on. It's gonna keep on being brought up until they win one game,
like Toronto.
Toronto until you could get out of the second round, or just basically just show up. And that, I could have like not forgave, but like I wouldn't have minded Toronto losing in the second round. I wouldn't because you know what? At the end of the day, they lost to Florida, and Florida's a good team. They the previous Cup winner, blah blah blah. For me, it's just the fact that like Toronto just didn't show up in Game 5 and Game 7, and even I would say even the end of Game 4. So you're like, that's the bigger issue with Toronto. So it's like,
yeah, there's a lot of issues there now, but yeah,
and because for even what's his name, Elliot Friedman, right? He has this thing where he goes, it doesn't matter. He always says this. It doesn't matter when you lose in the playoffs, it's who you lose to. So that's his thing, So he's like, so it would have been like that was perfect example. So after Toronto got eliminated, and then when I listened to his podcast, I'm like, okay, like, is he gonna make the excuse for like Toronto being like, oh, but they lost, but they lost to Florida, so blah blah blah, and you know what? Credit to him, he's like, no, like they didn't show up, like that was a terrible game played. It's like, and he didn't bring it up once. That
who could defend that? How could you defend what happened there? How could you can't?
You can't.
It's
cannot.
Indefensible. It really is indefensible. All right, I want to take a minute here to talk about memberships. So, I'm gonna run this. Memberships start as low as $1.99, and there is a new level out there. I'm waiting for this to end. So check it out. I've got a new members only videos. I'm going to be doing a members only live stream coming up, I believe next week. I'm going to do it. So if you have the middle membership, that is the now it's the middle membership. That is the roster spot. No, it is the top 6 forward. You are going to be able to take part in the members only live stream. So if you're interested to take the membership, just hit that join button. And there's even a video there. I just made one today to explain it all. So it's a new video down there. So please check it out. Hit that join button and you go from there. Awesome. And by the way, I should be tomorrow completing the next Rick reacts to an old video for the members only. So that'll be out tomorrow. And that's it. A little talk about memberships.
Very nice.
Very nice. They had I'd taken this boot camp from YouTube. So they had a big YouTuber talk to us about how he's doing memberships. So he's talking about, he's first of all, he's got 7 people working on memberships. 7 people he's paying. And he's hiring a membership director, so 8 people. That's how big his channel is. So he's talking about, a typical, we do a typical big video, and we get, like maybe 500 new members for the day. 500 at $10. At $10, one day. And I'm watching it, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm doing this by myself here. There's no fucking way I could do that.
No. No, not with
I just imagine 8 people working. So imagine how many people are working on his channel.
Yeah.
I think there's 30 people working on his channel. That's crazy.
Some of these channels are not
even big. Anyway, that's memberships for you. But I got a couple of good tips from it. I learned some stuff. So I'm going to put it all into practice. So if you're a member or thinking of it, there's hopefully some good stuff coming out soon. And I don't mean hopefully like I might do it, I might not. Hopefully it'll be good and you'll like it. By the way, the last thing, if you are a member and you have anything you might want me to do for members videos, please send me a message. Let me know any ideas you might have. I'm always open to hearing what you guys would like to see me do. For that. All righty. Enough about memberships. Let's get back to the chat. Let's see. You can.
Phil says he works for Pros and Beer.
You can help do what? What are you talking about? You can help. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, you mean you want to be part of my crew?
He says he can help.
I work for Pros and Beer.
Bell Pros or Pros?
Yeah,
Pros?
really. Listen, I'll let me think about that. I can't afford to pay, and I know you just said you work for Pros and Beer, but yeah, I'm working on it. I'm starting to work on getting my memberships, back on track, and at the same time, not taking away videos from the other side of it. I'm working on a video right now. As a matter of fact, I'll show you how far I've gotten along. It's actually, this is like 5 pages of stuff. It's not all written, but it's a targets video. Targets via trade, UFA, or offer sheet. That's going to be the next regular video I'm putting out. I'm working on it. I'm getting through it. I forgot how to do videos, I think. It happens it happens at the end of every season. Because during the season, I don't have time to do a lot of videos other than the live streams. And I find like I forget. And every year, it seems to get worse that I forget. It's like I don't know how to make a video anymore. I'll get that back, though.
Oh, I was actually just curious. I'm like, I don't know if the expression pros, if that's just like a Montreal slang or if that's like just actual slang.
Bell Pros?
No, well, I look, I don't know if that's what he meant.
No, Bell Pros is La Belle Province.
No. I know that. It's because like I know like in my end, in the East End, when you say pros, it's slang for prostitutes.
Yeah, but that's pros like you're writing, like writing.
Okay, when he said I'd work for Pros and Beer.
yeah.
It's like, wait, hold on a second.
It's a different pros, and I'm sure. I'm sure Phil's wife wouldn't like him working for those kind of pros, but Phil might.
I was a bit confused. I was a bit confused.
Yeah. That's not
because I know, like, if I would have said that to my friends, like, hey, you want to go for Pros and Beers? They'd be like, wait, you want to go get some prostitutes and
And listen, Bell Pros, hey, that works here in Quebec too. Hey, they Bell Pros, yeah.
That's why I asked. I'm like, which pros do you mean? Like Bell Pros?
No, just words, my friend, just words. Phil says, well, what his wife doesn't know.
She doesn't know. It's true.
The problem is, you never really know what your wife knows or doesn't know. And she ain't telling you until it's too late. This is an amazing Snoop video. What do you mean by that? All right, so we're losing people. Are we not entertaining? If you're out there, please talk to us in the chat.
We're here talking about prostitutes and burger joints. Come on.
Anything. It's Saturday Hockey Talk. We can talk. It doesn't have to be about the game.
Yeah.
And it could be about other things. Even if you want to talk about other things about hockey, it doesn't matter. It's Saturday Hockey Talk. It's not our typical game video or game stream.
Saturday.
So we're gonna just sit back here and wait while you guys
come up with saying a word.
Comments.
Wait, hold on. I saw McTavish question.
Is there a McTavish question? Where you have one?
I thought I saw one in the chat. I guess.
Oh yeah, it's up there. Actually, I see it.
Oh, there we go.
McTavish Bobson. Who's Bobson?
Dobson. I think he means Dobson.
Dobson. And maybe nice for what? Offer sheets?
Offer sheets, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Problem is, and this was made clear to me, I don't know if it was by Eric or by someone else on Monday in the pod. Anaheim has a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
They got $38 freaking million for cap space. You can offer McTavish the freaking moon and they can match it.
Well, I heard something funny the other day. It's because like I've been saying that too, like no matter what you offer sheet McTavish, they have all kinds of cap states they're gonna sign, blah blah blah. So someone had actually put this out there. Like, it's like, no. What you do is you send because Anaheim's gonna match, so you send McTavish like a ridiculous offer that they're gonna match, and then next off season when Leo Carlson is an RFA, now you put them in a cap bind, and then you offer sheet Leo Carlson.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna have to offer him what, 19 million, and I don't know if you're even allowed, because you're only allowed to offer a certain percentage of the cap.
20%.
That's the highest percentage.
20%.
So what's that of 95 million?
It's about $19 million.
It's 19 million. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was my whole thing. I mentioned this on Flyer back before the trade deadline, because I had said that the one player I wanted the Flyers to offer sheet this offseason was Wyatt Johnston.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I said, give him 1 year at 19 million. 1 year. They won't be able to match. And then he signed that. He signed an extension. So there went the.
I wonder though, if you did that, would Gary Bettman get in the middle of that and say, "Hey, listen, that's okay."
It's in the rule book. What's he gonna say?
It's true.
What's he gonna say?
Listen, yeah. Phil says Anaheim has a shit ton of great centers. They do, and the one that's available is the one I don't think Montreal goes for. And here's some other news. I've got Trevor Zegras in this list. And I'm going to tell you something about Trevor Zegras that nobody is thinking. Trevor Zegras is not a center.
No, he's probably best.
A left wing 3, LW3 on the depth chart.
He could play center, though.
I think Montreal, when they were interested in Zegras, was for what? Before they got Line, and that was what they were interested in for. Left wing on the second line. He's not a center. And I've heard from you guys, maybe not every one of you guys, I've heard from a lot of you guys when I'm talking about a player, he's not a center. He plays wing, even though he's listed as one or played in college or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me, but Zegras, he's not a center.
Well, he has played though. He has played center for Anaheim though. Like when he had like a couple of those big seasons.
No longer playing center though.
But yeah, but
that could be. You could. Yeah. I'll accept this argument because they got Carlson and they got McTavish. I get that.
And Ryan Strome. Yeah.
And that's cool, but he hasn't been playing center anyway. No. So I'll stick by that anyway.
No, me too. Look, I have I have a big issue with this also. It's something that frustrates the hell out of me too. And look, because one of the big names that's associated with the Flyers right now, because they're like, oh, offer sheet him, is Gabe Vilardi from Winnipeg. Now, Gabe Vilardi in juniors was a center, but has not played center since joining. Even with LA, he wasn't a center. With Winnipeg, he's not a center. Right. He's a winger.
And it doesn't mean he can't play center again. But I mean, that's a big ask if you're bringing him in. You really want to do that?
Exactly, and that's exactly my point. And what's worse for me is because you have a team like Winnipeg that's desperately looking for a 2C. So if Gabe Vilardi was good, could handle the center position, then why isn't he playing 2C for them? You know what I mean? Like you could balance the scoring, put him on the second line. And just so, and that's why. And the worst part for the Flyers would be also that like he's a right shot. So if he can't hack it at center, and you got to move him to the wing, well, now we have a bunch of right wingers. So now we have another one. Like no,
yeah, so it doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I mean that that's the thing you kind of got to look through.
That's
Phil saying he's a half center, like a winger, but I don't think they're looking for that. Personally, I think Montreal's looking for a guy that's been playing center and is doing well there, and is not a project. Because if you're bringing in a winger to make him a center, it's a project.
Exactly,
and that's not what Montreal's looking for. So I don't think that interest in Zegras is still out there. But he's in my video. I guess you know what I'm going to be saying about him.
Plus, also, like, would it be the worst thing to trade for him and then like and experiment with him back at center? No, like whatever, you could take that chance. But at the same time, like he's also not big, and you already have Suzuki that's not big,
right?
So that already hurts there.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think he's the guy personally. But then again, I mean, they were interested in him. It's known. It's not a rumor. They inquired. They tried to trade for him. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in that it wasn't to be a winger and they did want to bring him in as a center. I don't know. But I don't think at this point, with things that have happened in the last couple of seasons with our team, I don't think that Zegras is an option personally.
No, I'd explore a couple different avenues before like turning to Zegras. And you see, then you look at a certain point, like look, if I'm Ken Hughes and Jeff Gordon there, like look, I'm trying to explore every avenue I can for like a legit center. And
yeah,
look, if you can't, and like by like I don't know, mid-July to end of July, like if you really can't get that guy and Zegras is available, then you have to start asking questions. We're like, well, listen, do we
because Gordon and Hughes have already said that they're not going to trade for a guy just to make that deal to get it. If that guy's not there this offseason, then they'll wait till next offseason.
Yeah, then you wait.
They've said that, so I don't think they're going to sign or trade for anybody just because we got to get somebody.
Yeah.
And maybe they do that, Phil. By the way, Devo is an option, not for second line center though.
No.
But I mean, he's an option to be re-signed if they don't find that guy and they wait till next season. I can see them signing him for that kind of money, like you're talking about. Yeah,
2 by 2.5.
Not the answer.
He might look for more. I think someone offers him more than that.
He might, yeah, and then yeah. I mean, I don't see
I think he'll probably get 3.5 somewhere.
Yeah, and he's not gonna give us like a hometown discount. I don't see where the loyalty for that would come from him. So
yeah, because also like you have to look at the center market in general. This offseason is not deep, so there's gonna be people that are gonna probably overpay for somebody like Dvorak.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is not a center.
He switches back and forth though.
Does he play center?
He was drafted as a center. He did play center for Edmonton in the past.
Yeah, but he's not the guy. That's not.
No, but he's been moved to wing. But then, like, if ever they want to like double up, like with the they do put him back to center.
Yeah, when they put Dry on the first.
When they put Drysdale on the first line, and I know when one of them gets hurt, he's the one that moves back to center.
Okay.
So
I don't think that's. I don't know. I don't know about maybe that's the guy. When I was doing my research, I looked at every team. Maybe because he's not listed as a center. Like, why wouldn't they list him as a center? There was a reason why I didn't pull Nugent-Hopkins out.
But that would have to be a trade, though, not a signing.
No, but that's fine. Trades UFAs are off for my video.
I want to be clear. Nugent. On Puckpedia, he's listed as both.
No, he is. I'm sure he is, and a lot of guys are. I think the key is what's the first position listed.
Actually, the first position is center.
If he's listed as center left wing, he's probably playing more center, or they see him as that. If he's listed left wing center, he's playing more wing, I think.
On Puckpedia, he's listed as center left wing. Center is first.
So he
has just to be clear, like he has a full no move.
Maybe that
4 more years at 5.12.
Honestly, I didn't look at those clauses, so that wouldn't have been why. I don't know why I didn't look at Hopkins, but I didn't look at him.
Yeah, maybe that's why I don't know. But yeah, he's locked up and ain't going nowhere.
So the incredible thing here in the second period, which has started, is they did not get a fucking goal in a 5-minute.
That really sucks, man.
It's a 4-on-4. I guess Florida will go to a power play soon. But how did they not? I guess they screwed up and took a penalty.
Oh yeah, it's 4-4 now.
Yeah, it's 4-4 now, and
and yeah,
exactly what I said. So Florida on the power play now.
Yeah, Florida's on the power play.
Well, but if you saw, they took the power play. It was like 9 seconds left when Carolina. So they went through almost that whole 5 minutes, and they couldn't pop a goal. Yeah, I don't like their chances. If you're going for Carolina, I wouldn't like their chances at this point.
No.
Renegade Man, Bo Horvat's on my list. I'm not going to tell you like where I'm going with him or any of the players, but he's on my list.
I said this before. I think Bo Horvat would be a perfect fit in Montreal.
He would be, but as a player, I don't know what the contract is, and I don't know what the cost would be to trade.
The acquisition cost would be would be high. But also at the same time, I don't think the Islanders are going to rebuild.
Probably not. Did you see who they hired for the?
I'm happy for him, Mathieu Darche.
I'm happy for Mathieu Darche getting the opportunity finally.
Yeah,
very intelligent guy. He's a very intelligent guy. Former Habs.
Funny story. When I worked landscaping back in the day, we used to cut his parents' lawn.
Oh, nice.
They were one of our clients. We did some work there.
Nice.
Very. Oh, his mother's so sweet. She was such a nice lady. Oh my God. Nice. Honestly, I don't have a bad word to say at all.
Yeah, I hope he does a good job. Like, and he's been rumored for in so many teams over the years. Finally gets the opportunity. I think a good move by the Islanders there of naming him not Bergevin. That would have been a mistake.
Yeah, man, that would have been. Oh my God, yeah, that would have been something. But then but like devil's advocate, like I honestly don't think Bergevin did that great of a job here. He did some stuff that was okay, but like more often than not, it wasn't good. It was his first job, like it was his first like GM job.
Yeah.
So, like, you never know. But no, he didn't. I just want to say he didn't do well.
And overall, not great. He, like you said, some things he did well, Bergevin. But I mean, if you look at his record and what he did here, why is somebody hiring him for their team? I don't get it.
No, the only thing where the Islanders were confusing me a little bit is like because then there was the Shanahan rumors that they wanted to bring in Brendan Shanahan. But I'm like, why would you hire a GM before? Like, I really hope at this point they don't bring him because, like, why do you hire a GM before you hire a president? That makes no sense whatsoever.
You're talking about? Wait a second. Who's going to hire Shanahan?
There was rumors of Shanahan going to the Islanders.
Oh, okay.
As president.
Okay.
So that's why. But I'm like, so now they hired Dash. So now I'm like, well, you're not going to hire Shanahan now, right? Like, because why would you hire your GM before you hire your president? Just
actually, good point.
It's like when you hire if you fire your GM, but then you hire your coach before you hire your GM. Like, usually the GM would want his guy in there. So it's like,
I don't know if not every team seems to do that anymore. But I agree with you, right? If usually you bring in a GM, unless there's a coach there that's well established, he usually brings in his own guy.
I know. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with Patrick Roy. If he stays or
I don't know.
That's gonna be an interesting.
I'm thinking though, didn't Roy play with Darche when he I don't know when Darche was here exactly.
No, Darche was here after the.
It was after
Patrick.
Yeah,
I'm curious if they played together in Colorado.
Did Mathieu Darche play in Colorado?
Darche ever play for Colorado?
No, it wasn't he Tampa Bay Lightning.
What did he? I know he bounced around a bit after Montreal.
I don't remember where he went and all that.
I'm gonna check this out.
Roy is coaching GM. He's not. No, he's not coaching GM. Yeah, I know Horvat's got. I get what you're saying there, Joe. He's got 5 years left at 8.5. With the cap going up, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And if I'm correct, Horvat. Let me see where I have him here. I'm not sure his age.
Tampa Bay Sharks. No, they wouldn't have. Oh. No. Okay, I thought Matthew Dash played somewhere after Montreal. He didn't actually. Montreal was his last stop.
Montreal was, yeah. I thought so.
I don't know why I was sure.
I couldn't think of anywhere either. Horvat's only 30, so with 5 years, it's not that bad actually. So having him here wouldn't be a bad thing. It's just I don't know what it's going to cost to acquire him. That's the problem.
It's probably gonna cost a nice chunk.
And well, look,
if the Islanders do decide to go in a rebuild, which again I doubt, Montreal has their 2 picks. It has 2 picks in the first. And you maybe trade both of those with like a B prospect. Maybe they bite, but
I mean, we got the assets. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Did you see the move Tkachuk made there? That was a cool move. I don't know if they're going to show it.
Oh, I missed it.
It didn't work. Like he didn't score. But what a cool move here.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Through his legs. That was a cool move. I like that.
That was nice.
That was a nice move by Tkachuk there.
Yeah, that was nice.
Phil says nobody is mentioning how Dubois at 8.5 would be fantastic at the moment, and he would fit in so damned well. I don't think he's going anywhere, and no, I still don't want Dubois. I don't trust that. I'm sorry. Listen, he's fit in with the Caps. He's doing well. Leave him there. He's happy. He's happy with them. Why even mention it?
Yeah, that would have been a big risk for the Canadians this offseason if they would have
gone Dubois.
Sorry?
For Dubois, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he's happy in Washington. Why?
Oh yeah.
Why would he want to go anywhere else now? He bounced around and finally found a place where he's performing well and all that stuff. I wouldn't want to go anywhere if I'm him.
Oh no. I think you know what, he found his groove there. So
yeah,
whatever. Who knows? But no, I don't see Washington even. Why would Washington even want to trade him? So.
Yeah, they don't want to trade him. Renegade Man, I think you're right. Looks like Reinbacher probably will make the team. I think it's Mayu it's not sure. He might not, depending on who you listen to. To me, it sounds more like he might need another season down there. But it looks like Reinbacher is probably going to be here. So I think a right-hand defenseman for Montreal this offseason is definitely a possibility. I definitely think that. Will it be Chris Letang? Is it Chris Letang? No. What's Letang's first name?
Chris.
Yes, Chris. It's not going to be Chris Letang. How's that?
Oh, no. It's not going to be Chris Letang. What's the thing he's...
Mayu and Reinbacher make the half season. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think Reinbacher are going to make it out of cap.
Well, I think it all depends on who they bring in the offseason too, because then there's going to be a log jam on defense also.
Well, and I kind of look at it a little like who they're going to bring in the offseason depends on how they feel Reinbacher's doing. I think if they think Reinbacher's got a good shot to make and they feel that they will, I don't know that they go out and get like two right, because you need 2 right-hand D here. We only got 1. But I think there's a good they're going to reach out for 1. But I think it depends. If Reinbacher's going to be here, it might depend on then who they go and get, right? If maybe Reinbacher doesn't, then they need a guy maybe on the first pairing.
That's the issue,
right? But if Reinbacher's here, maybe they don't need a guy on the first pairing, and they need a lesser guy.
But do you want to put a kid like on the first pairing right away? Like that's
maybe not. But I mean, I think if he's here, probably I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the season, though, he's there. No, but again, it depends on what he does when he's here. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe look, maybe they'll find like some like a veteran, like third, fourth, fifth day of free agency that they bring on a short term, low money contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, but not $8 or $6 million. I don't think you're going to pay a guy like that. I think you're looking at someone, $4.5 million, like what Carrier's making.
Yeah. The only way I see like Montreal doing something like that, like for instance, let's say they do like sign an Ekblad, let's say, just for shits and giggles. The only way I see them do that is if then is because they're trading one of their young defensemen for a center.
Yeah, so, okay, but even then, Ekblad, I mean, how much you're talking about? Big money. Ekblad's not cheap.
Well, that's why, like, yeah.
I don't know that they're bringing in. I don't think they're bringing in a D that's going to be big money.
No, well, we'll see. Like I said, like the only one available is Ekblad. It's how much are you willing to pay him if he's really interested? You really have interest in him.
And maybe they do. I don't know. I could be talking off. I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know. Maybe they feel like they look at Ekblad. We can get him whatever amount, whatever term. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a horrible thing. One thing I do like about Ekblad, he's mean and he plays a mean game, and it's something Montreal does need. And I don't mind that.
Yeah. The only thing you have to be careful with Ekblad is you don't want to give him too much term because of the wear and tear on his body and everything.
I agree with that. Yeah. But I don't mind them bringing in a guy like that plays that type of a game.
Because
we need to get meaner. I'm not saying dirty necessarily, but meaner.
I don't know if
I'm checking out the game. I'm hearing some excitement from the crowd.
Yeah, no, like
got interesting.
I wanted to say something. My tongue it just got completely tied up. But no, Carolina's putting on some pressure right now.
They better. We're halfway through the game. I mean, they're not out of it. It's only 1-0, but I mean, maybe in that, it's only 1-0. That's a better showing by Carolina.
Oh yeah.
And
look, right now they're actually leading in shots. They seem to be playing well.
Okay, by one shot.
Yeah, but still,
not a lot of shots for the game so far. Both sides. So the question mark about Kochetkov maybe answered. He's done a better job.
He's a good goalie. Kochetkov's a good goalie.
Yeah, no, I like Kochetkov. I've had him in fantasy. Remember, he's good. Just that Anderson. I mean, 5 goals a game. It's not going to cut it.
No. Well, I think it's because they look before the series here. Anderson was actually leading the playoffs. Like he was like the leading goalie.
Actually, he was.
So he was. But now, yeah, no, like he had 2 pretty bad outings. So you got to go to the. Got to go to the next guy up, who played very well all season also. So,
Renegade Man says, regardless of injury, Reinbacher looks great playing in the AHL playoffs. I think he's more than ready. Now, I think that's the consensus about Reinbacher, is that he's ready. Is he ready to be a top pairing defenseman yet? Maybe not yet this season, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing top 4 right away. Second pair.
How is Laval doing? They're still in it? They're still
they're still in it, yeah.
Nice. Should go watch a game maybe. I want to take my daughter to watch
sorry.
So, no, I was saying I want to take my daughter to watch a Victoire game in the playoffs. And
yeah, good idea.
But no, they got eliminated. So
not a good idea then. Too late.
Too late.
Phil's just trying to get my goat here now. He says he trade Crosby and give him 7 times 8-7 right away, ASAP.
But he's already signed though.
Yeah, he's already signed for 2 more years. So the thing is, you can't. You gotta wait till he's in the last year of his contract. So you'd be essentially giving Crosby 9 more years at 30. How old is he?
I think he's like 37, 38.
I think he's 37. So you'd be giving him, and he'd be playing till he's what, 46?
45.
I don't
46.
think that would work too well.
If there's one guy that could do it,
I guess. Listen, if Yager even wasn't at that age in the NHL. At 46, he was out of the NHL. He was playing in Russia or whatever. I forget what country.
I know he was in his 40s when he was
playing with until his 50s because he owned the team. But I mean, at 46 or 45, he was in Europe. I think he stopped in the NHL around 41 or 42, if I'm correct.
No, he was into his 40s.
Yeah,
I think
early. He left the NHL in his early 40s. I mean,
17. This site doesn't show the age. Hold on. I gotta do mental calculations in my head now. Let me check the other site.
Evans could move up to a 2C for a few games, not for a season. And there's a thing there too, right? The Habs made the playoffs this season. They got to next year. They can't make moves that, well, we might make the playoffs, we might not with this. They can't. They got to make the playoffs. It's got to be a goal that they got to hit. So 42. It's why it's almost a priority. Well, it is a priority to find a 2C.
Okay. Quick. Jaromir Jagr played at age 45 with Calgary. He played 22 games though.
Was he 45? Season
at 45.
Oh my God, I did not think so. Okay, so I'm wrong.
Yeah, because I remember when he came to Philly, he was already in his late 30s. He was 39 when he played with us. And then I remember he played a few more years after.
Well, yeah, a few more.
Yeah, he was 39 with us. Yeah, he played another 6 seasons. But again, that last season at 45, he only played 22 games. But it was the season before that at age 44 where he played 82. He played a full season, had 46 points.
Jesus.
With the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, I mean that guy has special genes, man.
Yeah. It's just and he's still playing for his team.
Phil, I don't know the significance of why you're saying this. And I honestly expect Price's contract to be traded this offseason.
Possible.
I think that's they want to do that. They don't want to. They know they're going to need that 10.5, and they don't want to put him on LTIR before the season starts. And I don't know how they're going to do that if they don't. I don't know how they reach their goals without getting that 10.5. So I think they trade it.
I'm sure there's a team that would take that contract.
Yeah, there's teams that need to reach the floor. So, and with the cap going up, the floor goes up too, right? So.
Look, I still think Montreal would probably have to pay to get rid of it, but it wouldn't be as much as like a couple of years ago. It might only cost a second or a third, maybe. We'll see.
So go ahead, say what you're going to say.
No, because you had mentioned, right? I think last time that he doesn't have much after the bonus is paid. I don't think there's much left on the contract.
Oh yeah. Once the bonus, which is July 1st, he gets $6.5 million still signing bonus, and then there's just $2 million left for them too. So anybody that acquires him gets the cap to reach the floor, and only has to pay him $2 million in salary. So it's not a bad deal. Obviously, nobody's going to trade for him before the bonus is paid, but after that, and that bonus doesn't go against the cap, so there's no problem there, I believe.
Oh, that's it. So yeah, well, maybe somebody does it.
Do I see the Habs keeping both the 16th and 17th pick, or trade both of them to keep one of them? Honestly, Really, it could be either of those. It could be. I think if they find their target of 2C, they'll trade. I'm kind of expecting at the draft that they don't make both of those picks. I think they might not make either of them, but I think at least one of them is going to be moved to acquire somebody. But do I know that? No, I don't.
I agree. I don't think they make both. One I would maybe, but definitely not both.
It could be both. They make one or none. It's hard to tell right now, and I don't think anybody can really know until it happens. So we'll have to see. But I kind of think at the draft, that's probably where they find their 2C in the trade. If they're going to make a trade for that person, I think that's where they find that.
Yeah, at a certain point, like even if when you're rebuilding and everything, like you accumulate all these picks and then you draft all these players, but then at a certain point, like you can't keep on drafting anymore because then there's no space for them, right?
You have only a certain amount of contracts, so
exactly.
You can't. So
I think Montreal has reached a point where I think they've drafted enough. Now it's time to take those extra picks that you have and turn them into actual NHL players, instead of just.
Yeah, no, I think that's correct. I mean, if they find the right deals, I don't think they do it just to make a deal. No, that's not. I mean, they said that. So, but yeah, if that guy that they want, if they find him at the draft, is where they're going to make that move. Yeah. And likely, especially if they don't want to make those picks because they want to find a guy, they have to do it by the draft because it's too late after that. So,
because then if they make the pick, well, they could always trade the prospect, I guess.
No, they could do that, but I mean, that's less likely. Oh, they just tied it up, Carolina.
Oh, God, yes. I was looking at something else.
They tied it up. 5:09 left in the second. It's 1-1.
Stankoven.
Yep. Stankoven, the smallest guy on the ice.
Dang.
But he plays a big game for a small guy, man.
He does. Oh,
Jesus. Who got it, though? There were two guys that I guess they're sure. Yeah, it's Stankoven. I see.
Yeah. And rebound fell.
Bounced. The other guy couldn't get his stick over. That's why. Okay. He's a playoff-er. He's a player.
Or does he mean a playoff performer?
Yeah, I know what he means, but I'm saying he is a player. That's it was with what happened with the Ratman thing. I don't know that they could have done much better in they had to move him. And I don't know, getting Stankoven and the picks, I thought pretty good.
I thought Carolina did really well, like considering everything. Like,
and no one thought Stankoven would have any impact this year, but he has.
Good player.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good player. Very low shot total, pretty much after 2. I find that low, but it's playoff hockey. So.
Yeah, I'm not super surprised, especially with these teams. I play a very similar style of games, very grinded out, semi-dump and chase, like heavy forecheck. So,
well, anyways, them scoring makes it a little interesting, at least. Renegade says, I would rather keep prospects like Mailloux and Beck over picks, but I wouldn't lose sleep if we lose some of these prospects. Well, I don't expect. I mean, unless they have to, they're not trading Mailloux and Beck. But they could. I mean, they could. But as far as them acquiring picks, they're not acquiring picks. Habs aren't into acquiring picks now. That they're past that. Okay. Do you mean Doc, not Bach? Because
Mailloux and Beck.
Nobody named Bach. Mailloux and Beck are no touchy for Phil. I don't think they're not no touch for me.
No, they shouldn't be.
And they shouldn't. It's 100%. They shouldn't be, because if the right move, I'm fine to move them. But for the right guy, not just move them, but they're not no touch for me.
I've been reading a lot more about Jared McCann being available, so you might get your guy there.
Yeah, but he's not my guy anymore. And the reason is, if you look into him too, he's a left wing. He's not a center. He hasn't been playing center. It's not the kind of guy they're looking for.
No.
I'm going to be surprised if they get McCann.
Then who's your go-to guy now? Or are you saying
McCann's off my list? He's scratched off. He's not going to be in my video because of that. I don't think he's the guy they're looking at. And I can't give you my whole list or nobody will watch the damn video.
That's why I kind of stopped myself. I'm like, wait, he has to make a video. I'm gonna make Rick just say all the names.
Oh, yeah, it's not happening. But McCann is off. And I was looking at JJ Peterka because they did. But again, he's playing
a winger.
Wing.
Yeah,
he's listed as a center winger, but he's playing wing. I think they also looked at him because they did look at him at the deadline. Again, no, not at the deadline. Before the season started. Again, it's before they got Line, and it's the same position, and I think that's why they looked at him. So he's off my list now because he was on my list before.
Yeah, I would love JJ Peterka. Like I had him in my fantasy team. Like he dipped a little bit at certain points, but like he's a young player. But
he's young.
Man, I watched a few Buffalo games and like. Buffalo was terrible, but this kid, man.
No, he produces. He's got good numbers, and he's the right age to move forward with the group. But I just don't know. I don't think they're going to reach out for a guy who hasn't been playing center.
No. Like we've said, Montreal's going to go after an established center. That's what they need. That's what they're going to go after.
Yeah.
The problem is, guys usually are not available.
Yeah, but I mean, they have the assets. They can, all you can do is try to make deals, and he's a pretty good deal maker, Hugh, so far. But they know it too, and they said if we don't find that right guy, we're not making a deal for the wrong guy because that's just stupid. And I like the fact that they said that, and I hope that's what they do, and they stick to it.
Let's see. Well, what about someone like now it wouldn't be a trade, but it would be a signing. I don't know but him too. He's bounced between center and wing, so I don't know. But like Mikael Granlund.
Granlund is just too small. I like Granlund. Yeah. But he's too small.
Yeah,
that's the problem. If you're gonna mention guys that are like under 6 feet, don't bother. I don't think they're looking at guys like that. If Suzuki was 6'2" or 6'3", different story, but he's not. I think the guy behind him's got to be over 6 feet.
Wait, how? I'll have to check. What's his size?
Well,
he doesn't play big. No trade. No move.
Yeah, I didn't look at those things when I did this bit of research to see who's got no trade.
I was thinking of because he's got some size, but he has a no move. But Mika Zibanejad,
he's on my list.
He's on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to say, it's a trade. Yeah, he's on it. Why though is he on it? I think there's so much in New York that's up in the air. Like I don't know where they're going. I think I could see them moving him.
Yeah, but he has a full move. Up.
But I didn't say. I said I didn't look at that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he has no move. Only the last year of his contract it's a modified.
Yeah, and he's signed for. He's got another 5 or 6 years on it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more seasons. At 8.5, and he's 32 though. That's the thing.
Also, not everybody on this list is because I think they're going to go after them. I just think some of these guys are people are thinking of it, so I'm just going to give my opinion. That's all. So not everybody on my list, I think, well, that's a possibility. Some of them are definitely, I don't think are. Renegade Man, I don't have a Strome on my list, but it's not I had considered I think it's Dylan in Washington.
Washington is not trading Dylan.
But exactly. I don't think Washington is even I still putting him on the list when I've already got a few where I'm gonna go, I don't think there's a reason to do that. And I don't know, I don't think Ryan is I don't think that's the guy they're gonna reach for.
If he could be had for cheap, I think I'd run at it, but or else
I don't know. I don't think, in my opinion, I don't. So I'm not looking at him.
Let's see who else.
Renegade Man, they're not going to do that. He says, I don't want the Habs to be like the Sabres, where they have endless amounts of prospects, but not making the playoffs in 14 years. I mean, they're already telling you this season, if you watched Gorton and Hughes in their press conference after the season, that, they're not looking now to be making deals to bring in more picks and prospects. They're past that point.
They have to bring in the right veterans, the right, like, that's why I think that the 2C that they're probably looking at somebody a bit more experienced, somebody a bit more like older and been there, done that type of deal. But
no, I don't think he has to be older, but he has to have, like, you're not looking at a 19, 20, 21-year-old guy. No. But if you get a guy that's 23, 24, he's been in the league a few years, playing center, that's the kind of guy they'd be looking at, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because like you mentioned there, Renegade Man with the Sabres, and I've said this for the longest time. That's I think that's their biggest issue, and something that they should have addressed 2 seasons ago was that they have no veterans there. They have nobody to guide these kids.
No veteran leadership. Yeah.
They, and this is why I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of the tear it down to the stud rebuilds. It's because once you do that and like you get rid of everybody, so then your nucleus that comes up, your young players that come up, that now it's good they come up together and everything, but now they have no leaders to guide. Wow. Like they have no actual good veterans, no good leaders to actually guide them.
You have to you got to bring in sometimes.
But that's it. That's why. But that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But like you look at like something like Chicago did last year, where I don't want to say they brought in the wrong ones, but like it just seemed like it didn't work out. It was everybody, like they brought in Taylor Hall, they brought in Bertuzzi, Foligno, like they brought on all these guys, and it's like it didn't work. It didn't stick. I don't know. So that's why, like I've always said, my preferred rebuilds is like, and this is one of the biggest gripes I had actually with my team, with the Flyers, is that like you before you tear it down, you identify like 1 or 2 players that you think, okay, this could be a group that I could go forward with. So like someone that's like 25, 26, like in that age range. So you get rid of everything else, but keep like a little core group, just like because either way you're still gonna lose. Because
even Montreal did, though, isn't it?
But exactly, that's exactly it. So you keep that little core group. Then you obviously you play terrible, whatever. You get the high draft pick. So then when the kids come in, like they have already an established group there that could guide them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can't bring in all young players with no veterans and expect them to win. That's not going to happen. You got to have some guidance. You got to have veteran leadership.
Yeah, because that's how bad habits form, cliques form, and everything. And you're like,
yep.
Now you have all these young guys that it's my team, this is our team, and honestly, I think that's also a little bit of an issue that maybe like Toronto has, because they tore it down, and then it's like then you have Matthew, Marner, and Nylander that, well, there you go, there's your leadership group, and they don't have it, and well, guess what?
But they've got some veteran guys there. It's not like they don't.
Yeah, but these are guys. But what I'm saying is that these are the guys that they have now are guys they brought in like recently. But like, so when
I saw somebody explain it actually today. I like the explanation. Is you got 4 guys that you've identified there as your core 4. You paid them all the money. You're sort of building around them. but you got 4 guys that are pretty much the same guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, that too.
And that's the problem, is that you can't have the same guy. You have to have different looks. And if your same guy is without a heart, well, then that is a problem right there too. Right?
Oh, that and the fact that they're paying 4 forwards 8 digits. Oh, that's not the best.
Yeah, it's all that money. You can't really surround them, and you don't have a difference, and there's no difference. It's the same guy.
No, exactly.
You're not. It doesn't work that way. You got to have different kind of players, man. I mean, Florida, they've got 2 guys. And this was the person talking that I'm repeating. They've got guys like that in Barkov and Reinhardt that are that type of player. They're not overly physical, whatever, but they're high skill and all that, right? And they didn't get 4 of them, though. You got 2. And they surrounded them with guys that have sandpaper, and Toronto didn't do that.
Yeah. But also it's because they couldn't. That was a massive mistake.
They should never have brought in Tavares.
You can't have 4 guys making fucking 8 digits, like 11 million, 11 million, 11 million, with 10.9. Like
when they don't produce in the playoffs, you can't. If they produce in the playoffs, big different story. You can pay them. They're winning in the playoffs, great. But when they're not, and you got 4 of them, and you don't reduce that over 4 or 5 years, somebody made a mistake.
No,
and he did. He made a mistake, and he pays the price, China, and he's gone.
Yeah, they should have never signed Tavares. Tavares should have stayed on the Islanders.
Well, I'm glad they did sign him, because Montreal was the other team in the running. And at the time, I wanted Tavares. I really did. But, man, I am so happy that we did not have to get that guy.
Well, like, honestly, because I remember when he did sign with Toronto, what I heard was that, like, it was Toronto or it was back to the Islanders. Like, but I think you had mentioned it last time. I think maybe Montreal was that team that he was using as leverage.
He was using us to leverage to negotiate with Toronto.
But, like, honestly, like, you think about, like, if Toronto never signs Tavares and doesn't trade Kadri, like, the way things could have been different.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people say it, like, when they gave Tavares $11 million, that screwed their contracts up, because now you had Matthews and Marner that are like, well, if you're paying him 11, I scored more than he did, so now you got to give me more than 11.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I don't know what it was. It was a poll or something, and they listed 6 things. What do you think affected Toronto more? What had the bigger impact? And of the 6, I don't remember them all, but the thing I picked was the cap going flat.
Oh, that hurt them. Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's what hurt them the most. And then bad decisions after. But the cap going flat after just signing these guys to big contracts, that had to be the worst thing that happened to them. Because you can't surround yourself with those guys with proper
100%.
So they needed to sort of, at that point, they needed to make a decision and make changes, and they didn't. And that's what screwed them. And like I keep saying, it's Toronto. So I'm glad they did that. I wouldn't want Toronto to be winning cups right now, which is what could have happened if they would have made the right decisions.
Yeah, well,
they could have won cups.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to Steve Dangel's podcast the other day, and he said, "They made, like, again, when it comes to the core 4, it's when he was saying it was when they signed, and where Shanahan, it was really and he said it's really Shanahan that screwed up, was because when they signed William Nylander to his extension, and it was right before because Mitch Marner had 2 years left at that point, had 2 more years on his contract, but the last 2 years of his contract had full no move. So he goes, at that point, that's when you have Toronto had to make a decision. Right. You trade one or the other. Yeah. You can't have both. You can't, because there's other areas in the team that you need to address.
Right.
And he goes, that's when they fired Dubas, and then you bring in Treliving, and now Treliving's like, well, like, man, I have like 5 weeks to figure this out before this kid's no clause kicks in. And it was like it was a whole clusterfuck. And then apparently, also Shanahan didn't want them gone, so that was another thing.
That's the key there. That Shanahan didn't, because the thing was to should have traded Marner last year.
They should have they should have traded him 2 years ago. Like Steve said, they should have traded him 2 years ago before he had the protection.
Yeah,
because at least at that point, like you could get it. Because now you have to have him waive, which like obviously the kid's not gonna waive. You were saying
he wasn't. He didn't waive.
No, well, like that's it. Like they were saying with the Rantanen, because apparently it was supposed to be a Rantanen for him.
Yeah.
And it's like the guy's wife, because Marner just had a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
The guy's wife was like 8 months pregnant. You honestly think he's gonna waive? Like, do you honestly think he's gonna waive?
Yeah, no, they made a big mistake, and now they're gonna lose Marner for nothing.
Yeah, he's gonna walk. He's gonna walk in the guy nothing.
Yep.
Oh, there's no way. Like, I would, honest to God, I would be shocked if Marner resigned. Shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would even put himself through that again.
He's not. If they didn't fire Shanahan, I could say maybe that happens. But they fired Shanahan. That's an indication Marner's not getting re-signed.
No, but they got to reshape that team completely. So
yeah, they're not going to do it completely, but they've got to reshape it.
Oh yeah, not completely, but yeah.
Tavares and Marner should not come back, personally. But I think Tavares will go back.
If Tavares would sign like a decent number, like at a 4.5 or like 5.5, 4.5,
yeah,
then I could, because they also need a 3C.
They do, but I mean, again, it's that same thing where the look is the same. You're not giving them the opponent a different look, really. So that's a problem. But I agree with you. If he'll come in that low, sure, they're going to sign him.
Yeah, no, they have no. That's why for me, I don't know. Like a guy like Sam Bennett makes so much fucking sense for Toronto. Like he's exactly what they need.
He does.
I don't think he's signing there. I really don't.
Because he doesn't. He wouldn't want to. You think? Or
I think he wouldn't want to. Honestly, I think. You know what? I don't know.
Where's he from?
He's also he's not from. I don't know if you. I remember checked. He's from Ontario, so I don't know exactly.
Well, then he might have grown up a Leafs fan.
He might have, but like with everything that's happened the past few years, I don't know if he really.
Yeah, but okay, but you can see changes are going to happen. Like you can look at that and go, well, at least they're making the changes. They might attract some guys.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do in the. It's going to be an interesting offseason for them. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yep, it's going to be an interesting offseason for a lot of teams, actually.
Yep. All right. Okay. What do we have in the chats?
No, nothing. We've kind of got to everything. Okay. And we got to be closing in. Oh, I don't know. Are we closing in on I lose track of time for the how long the intermission's been. I don't know.
No clue.
Jeez, we're down to 3 people watching us. What happened? Where did everybody go? The game's not that interesting, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the issue.
Yeah, it hasn't been, but I mean, it's we're tied, right? It's 1-1 still.
1-1. I think it's still 1-1.
Should be an interesting third. What do you think happens? Do you think Carolina comes out like gangbusters almost? They kind of need to, don't you think?
I would hope so. Like they're, but like I said, like they haven't been playing. They weren't playing terrible in the second. So
no, what's better? Definitely the second, and overall in the game too, it's better. Florida didn't score 5 goals yet. I mean, that's an improvement right there. Yeah. But is that it? I mean, you got to think they got to have more than this.
Yeah, it's got to keep at it, keep it up, and hopefully, hopefully they can get through, get another one. We'll see.
The Leafs are imploding already, Joe. No?
Oh yeah, they I think this one was the big
and the fans kind of also. I think the fans have kind of had enough at this point too, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Which is really what needs to happen is that they have to show the team by not going in, like, because they sell out there. But you got to stop doing that if you want that team to make changes.
Yeah,
Although it sounds like they're going to make the changes now, finally. I mean, I don't know how you can't defend what's happened. You know, I don't know how a team could go through what they've gone through, and next year go, yeah, well, we're close. We're gonna do this again. Like, really? If they do that, if I was a Leaf fan, that would be it. I would be done. Although I say that the Habs could do a lot of bad shit, and I'm still gonna be a Habs fan.
Yeah.
I have to admit.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't see myself being able to switch to another team.
Oh no, never. I would never stop being a Flyers fan.
Joe, that's eventually going to happen, right? Leafs are going to start dropping out of the playoffs.
Could be,
or they turn it around. I mean, it's one of the two. Can they turn it around without? I mean, they need a retool. You can turn things around with a retool, but if they're not looking at it like that, I don't know.
No. Well, look, the Atlantic Division is really strong, eh? So
yeah,
if
it's not going to be easy to retool that team.
If Marner walks and Tavares walks, and they don't make the right moves or can't replace them in the offseason, they're going to be fighting for a spot next year.
Very true, and you're right. And that could, if they make the wrong moves this year,
because look, you have Montreal that made the playoffs this year. That you know, Ottawa too, like two up and coming teams that like finally broke through this year. Plus, you still have God knows what's going to happen with the Sabres. But the problem with the Sabres is there is talent there. There is talent on the Sabres roster. So, so they're a team that's fighting. You have Detroit, another team that's fighting. So, you know, Toronto has to be careful what they do this offseason, because they could be like Boston, where, and you know what, like big concerns with Austin Matthews and his injuries. So if the rumors are true, like I've been like a couple of people have been speculating that they think it's his back.
Yeah.
If that's true, and like again, Marner walks, Tavares walks, and then his back flares up next year and he's out for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
That could be tough for Toronto.
That's a scenario where you're looking at, they might miss the playoffs if that kind of stuff happens.
Oh, never know. There's always a path.
Well, probably if it can go wrong, it'll go wrong for them, and they'll miss the playoffs, or they'll screw up again and get knocked out early. Depends how they do the retool. That's for sure. I did see something where it said with Marner, he's ruled out going to another Canadian team.
Oh, he's not going to a Canadian market.
He don't want he doesn't want that
that pressure.
Yeah, that Canadian team. Or he just looks at there and it's like, well, nobody can afford me. The only way I'll get my money is in the States.
True, could be.
And maybe he wants to go to a tax-free state where he can totally cash in. Who knows? But I'm not. We talked about it. I guess Monday and whatever. But we talked about that. Remember? And I think we were all in agreement that he's not going to a Canadian. Although I think Alex said Calgary.
Maybe. No, I don't see Calgary. I just don't.
No, he's not going to a Canadian team. He wants less pressure.
He's gonna want somewhere more quiet,
I would think. What the hell is Marchand eating in between periods?
Is he?
Or he just wanted to have a silver spoon in his mouth? I don't know.
Commercial.
Yeah. Anyway, this should be back to the. I think the game's gonna be coming up soon. I don't know.
Hey, Andre. Hey, Andre.
Hey, Andre. Things will happen if they can. That's just like very general and vague, isn't it? Things always happen.
Sounds like it's from a song.
Are they good things or are they bad things? That's the thing. Don't know.
Boop.
All right. Anyway, if you're out there, please talk to us here in this chat while we. I think it's only moments away from third period.
I think have Ottawa, maybe Detroit to make in contention.
For Panthers next season along with Florida and Tampa. Habs, Ottawa, and Detroit.
I just want to say I'm a bit skeptical on Detroit.
Yeah,
I don't know about their rebuild, but never know.
I don't know how it's going over there. Plus the rumors of Dylan Larkin, and he's signed and he's got like 5 or 6 years, but apparently
he's
either
not
happy or they're not happy with him, or I think he's not happy with.
I think he's not happy.
Yeah,
because remember he made those comments like at the end of the season.
Yeah,
basically saying that we should have brought in help. But like that was like the subtext to what he was saying was like, how did we not add anybody in to help us out at the trade deadline?
And the rumor was that either he wanted out or they were thinking of maybe moving. I don't forget what the rumor was about him. So
I don't know because I know he signed recently. That
years ago. I don't know if he signed for 7 or 8, but he's got. I'm giving it away. He's on my list.
Well, I know he signed for. I think it was 8. I think he signed 8x8 or 8x8.5.
Yeah,
something.
Because he's got 6 years left after. So he's got 6. So yeah, he signed for 8. 8. I don't know if it was 8.5.
I think Larkin probably gives them 1 more year, but if things go bad again this year, I wouldn't be shocked if he's like, no, trade me.
Yeah, because I mean, what the hell's going on in Detroit?
You know, I keep on hearing all the time on like some of the pods I listen to, like, oh, but they have kids coming. Oh, but they have kids coming, and like okay, at a certain point, well, okay, where are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, like you guys have been rebuilding for how many years now? Well, where are these kids that are supposed to be coming?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's becoming like Buffalo. They're going to be Buffalo, the next Buffalo 14-year rebuild.
But at least like on Buffalo, some of their young players they're there and they're producing. There's no young kids that are there and producing on Detroit, other than like you have Raymond, you have the defense. Oh man, why am I blanking? Moritz Seider. Edmondson took a step this year, but he's more of a defensive defenseman. But you have like what's his face? That he's out of the league now. Zadina. They drafted Zadina 6. He's out of the league.
No, they haven't. Eisenman hasn't done a great job there.
Look, we'll give it time. Like even like I remember the Nate Danielson pick, like the center that they picked a couple years ago. Like a lot of people were saying it was like, oh, that's kind of, like they were also debating that one. Marco Casper, like, where are these guys? Like, they have to start producing. Like, they have to start coming into the league and starting to produce because what are we doing? Like,
I don't agree. You got to wonder if they can't do it next year, what's Eisenman's future? They're going to be
him too. I think he's got to be on the hot seat because it doesn't. Like, look what he did to the defense this season. Like, come on. In the last couple of years, you trade away Hronek. Okay, fine. Okay, like that one, I was like, okay, you're kind of rebuilding, so you got a first round pick back for him. Okay, fine. He had signed Shane Gostisbehere a couple years ago. Has an incredibly good season. Doesn't resign him. Okay, then you pay to get rid of Jake Wallman. You paid to get rid of this guy. And what the fuck are you doing? Like, but yet you have what? Oh man,
Wallman's doing good.
You have Petrie, who's like what, 40 years old.
Yeah.
You have the other guy that played for Montreal. Oh man, I'm blank on his name.
Sherratt.
Ben Sherratt.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious?
Yeah, it's not working out. That's definitely not working for them.
Yeah.
No, I don't really see Detroit like moving up. I don't see it.
Like they gotta get the kids that they drafted that are supposed to be the future have to start coming in next year, or the ones that are already there have to start producing a little better, a little more, because
at
a certain point, like
JFed says the guys there, the young guys, Raymond, Casper, Sider, Palika, and Edvinson.
Palika, I liked. I remember I liked him. He was drafted, I think, last year or 2 years ago. He's a defenseman.
Yeah. But
he's supposed to be pretty good. But again,
not really names that go like, they're
Marco Casper. I'm not 100%. I like Raymond. I like Sider.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sold on Marco Casper being like a true top 6. We'll see. And Pelika, I think he could really be good, but we'll see again. He's not here yet.
They're not doing it. Until they're here and doing it, they ain't here and doing it.
Exactly. And like we said, Yzerman is prioritizing these old washed veterans, even signing Tarasenko.
Florida 2-1.
Scored. Oh yeah.
Florida goes ahead 2-1. It looked like Kachuk, I think, maybe. No, Boqvist comes into the game, scores.
They have 2 Boqvists though. Or no, wait. Is Adam with them too? I think he was.
Not sure. I think he might be. Or they traded him during the season or something? At the deadline?
I think they did.
Okay, so
the kid that they added.
In the offseason, didn't they add both Boqvist?
I think at one point they did have both, but I think they got rid of one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, they got rid of Adam.
Yeah. At the deadline.
Was he in the Seth Jones trade?
Could be.
He might have been.
So it's 2-1.
So it is Jesper Boqvist. Yeah. Okay, so it's Jesper Boqvist. The kid that came in this year. Today for the injured Reinhardt. Good for him.
Yeah, it's Jesper. Rodriguez and Ekblad with the assist. Will that hold up? That's the question. And if you're wondering, and you hear me, yes, I'm eating something. Sorry, I'm hungry. Banana bread. I made banana bread the other day, so I'm having a piece.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got to make some banana bread too. I got some bananas in the freezer that I need to thaw out. I like banana bread.
Yeah, me too.
I just can't say or hear banana bread without the I don't know if you ever saw that Simpsons episode where Apu has the octuplets. I don't know if you're a big Simpsons fan, Rick, but
well, I was, but I haven't seen much lately, in the last few years.
Yeah, but this is an older episode.
I've probably seen it.
And so Homer and Marge go over to their house, and the kids are all over the place, and you see that Apu's wit's end. And, Marge brings him a banana bread. He's like,
I remember.
All our problems are solved. We have banana bread.
I remember that. With all what did you say? That's what you said, octuplets, right?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that word the first time. Apu, he's not. They had to take him off the series, right?
I think they just recast because what's his name? Hank Azaria was voicing him.
Yeah.
So I think he's still on. Apu's still on the show, but they have a new voice actor.
Oh, they had to change his accent.
Yeah, because not the accent. It's because his voice was being done by a white guy, basically.
Is that the only reason they changed it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was during that whole
that's stupid. I'm sorry, that's just stupid.
Yeah, that woke whatever
it's called acting for a reason.
It's well, why is Hank Azaria doing the voice of a Pakistan?
He's an actor.
Guy? Come on, man! Are you?
Because he's an actor, and the fact that he can do it means he's a good actor who can do the voice. That's what acting's about: doing something that you're not.
It's such an icon. He was such an iconic character for so many years. He's still on the show, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Hank Azaria is not voicing him anymore.
I love Apu. I thought they had taken the character off the show.
No. He's still on the show. It's just that they changed the actor who voices him.
So stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying being woke is stupid, but that was stupid.
But that's just.
That looked like they could have pushed that puck in the net, no?
Oh, maybe. Look at.
Where's the puck? Was it under him?
Let's see.
Oh, okay, no.
Oh, yeah. No,
it wasn't. Okay.
It's just Kachuk taking a shot.
Yeah. But I thought the puck.
Oh, okay, no, okay, I'll give it to him. He was cross-checked.
Yeah. But I thought that the puck was underneath the goalie. I didn't see where it had gone.
Well, he was cross-checked, but there was a little liberty taken there.
Yeah, it's a playoff.
Yeah. It's like, okay, he felt the stick in the back. Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna go about 10 feet.
Oh, the puck did go. What?
No, the puck didn't go in.
What should count? He just said.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, it's right there. It's right under his pants. No, that didn't cross.
It didn't cross. So what are they saying about it should count? Oh, it might be it. No, it didn't go in.
It doesn't look like it's.
No, I don't think that puck went in over the line completely.
I don't see an angle where I see it cross.
No, it never crossed.
No, it never crossed. And even at that, like, you could argue goalie interference, but then, like, I guess they could also argue, yeah, but he was cross-checked in the back. But I'm like, come on.
But the puck never crossed, so no need to even argue anything.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
16 and a half minutes to go. The shots have come up a good bit. No, maybe not that much.
What is it? It was like 18,
Florida.
17?
It was 14-14 last I looked, but I said it. But now it's
Florida.
2018. Florida's gotten some shots.
Right? Is that an 18?
Now it's 2018 shots. Oh, no, it's Carolina's shots.
Yeah, Carolina's leading.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, stoppage and play again.
Yeah, this third period is like it's not going so fast.
It's a little slow.
Yeah.
Come on. Gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
Kids have hockey in the morning. Let's go.
It's already a later start at 8:00. Fuck.
Oh, I know.
Tomorrow's game, by the way, if anybody's watching, I might be doing tomorrow's game. I don't know who'll be with me if I do, but it's a 3:00 start tomorrow.
Oh, I know.
For Dallas and Edmonton.
Dallas, Edmonton.
So if you're planning to watch it, remember it's tomorrow afternoon, not tomorrow night.
3:00.
I'm not sure why that they would be doing that. Every other game is 8:00. That one's at 3. I don't know.
Sunday afternoon. Get an afternoon game in there.
They want to get allow families to see it. I don't know.
This one is
It's just weird. It's gonna feel weird tomorrow night if there's no game.
And it's weird also because now I'm thinking about it. Because the last game was on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they would have had one day to travel because they're going from Dallas to Edmonton or vice versa. I forget.
You're right.
And then you have an early game. Like,
ooh,
that's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, they'll usually give you 2 days between sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's a very little recovery time. It's way off. If you're talking 3 to, that's 5-hour difference. That's a lot. Well, it's the playoffs. What are you going to do? Got to fight through adversity.
Yeah. Might be a reason. Maybe there's an event scheduled or something. Who the fuck knows?
Probably something like that. Because if it's just give an afternoon game for the kids or whatever, you're not doing that with such a little
with such little turnaround.
Little turnaround, yeah. if there's a concert in that arena at night and having a game at 3, it's going to be cold for that concert. You won't be able to get rid of the ice.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe there's more. It's like maybe there's something there the next day. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Oh, no.
Carolina's making a push here a little bit. Hits the post there. Jesus. They really got Florida on their heels here.
Yeah, they gotta get one. No, they gotta do it. Do or die now. Oh, big shot. Big hit, I should say.
That fourth line of Florida's that they sort of changed up completely there has been doing well. Greer, Gadjevich, and I don't know who the other guy is, but they've been pretty good.
Nosek, I think.
Yeah, no check. You're right. Yeah, they've been pretty good.
Yeah, no. They're doing what a fourth line has to do. Just grind it out. Put some.
Oh, that's it. No?
Yeah, I think this is game over.
I think so. Who was that scored? 77. Nikola.
That was defenseman. Mikola?
Yeah, Nikola. He's huge, that guy. Fuck. He's huge.
Yeah.
He's the guy that fired the puck at Armia at the end, near the end of the season when we played them.
It sucks. You hit a post, you almost started the game, and then it comes right back down, and
yeah, it sucks. But man, how typical is that?
Yeah,
It happens a lot.
Beautiful shot, though. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, good shot from the guy. You wouldn't expect it. Perfect spot. You couldn't place that puck more any better.
Brandon Moore is not looking happy.
No.
He's just like, what the fuck else do I have to do?
I think that probably puts the series away too.
They got Carolina. If Carolina even wants to sniff victory in this game, they got to get one fast. Like they got to get one fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They got to get one fast, and they better be the one getting the next goal. One more. That's all.
Come on.
There you go.
Okay,
it's
game over.
I started saying it. One
We're
more.
done.
It's over. Boom! In the net.
That's it.
That's quick. That was quick to end. I mean, that puts the game away.
Game over for real. Done. Put it in the oven and press bake. Let's go. We're done.
Put a fork in them. They're done. Who got that one? Oh, that was Barkov.
Yeah.
Captain puts it away. Well.
Oh, Nikishin. Nikishin is playing.
Is he a defenseman, Nikishin? He's not.
Yeah, he's he just came back. He just came over from the KHL.
Yeah, I know that, but I thought he was a forward for some reason.
No, he's a defenseman.
He's shaking his head on the bench. Dude, I know you got to work tomorrow. If you need, game's over. If you want to take off, don't be shy to do that if you need to.
Yeah. I think I might.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I understand.
Yeah,
game is over. Game is over.
Kids got hockey at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, listen, don't worry. Game's over. Take off. Don't put yourself through that.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna hop off. Everybody in the chat, everybody that's been watching with us, man, thanks for the support. Hope you really liked what you hear from us, and that hopefully we're doing a great job, and you guys just enjoy what you hear. So Rick, man, I won't be able to make it tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm gonna be at my mom's, but got the plumber coming, got some stuff to do. So that's it. So anyway, I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for being here tonight, man. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem, Rick. Have a good one. Have a good one, everybody.
Ciao, man.
Ciao.
Alrighty. Let's see, where are we? Kochetkov, you don't think is an NHL goalie? He's not bad. I mean, I had him in fantasy. I would say last year, not this past season, the one before. And it's okay. I don't think he was going to make the difference. He did well enough up until this point, though. But yeah, I don't know. But I think it's done. I think that if Florida wins this game, which I mean they're going to, I think it's series over. All right. I think what is it? Monday they're playing again. Monday will be the. It looks like it'll be a sweep. Although that fourth game's the hardest one to actually win, so maybe they do it in 5 and not 4. But it's looking like a sweep. We only had one so far in this playoffs, so looks like we're going to get the second one. Anderson should have started again, but doesn't really matter. You're probably right. They should have given him a chance to, to bounce back. Considering before this series, he was, if not the best goalie stats of the playoffs, but right up there. And I think he was the best. So, yeah, maybe that's a mistake on Brindamore's part. He should have started Anderson. Maybe Anderson was hurt though that we don't know about, and that's why he gave up 5 goals a game. So there's that. We'll find out, I guess, when the series is done. Okay, I got to take just a second to go close my window because it's getting cold in here. Hang on a sec. Oh, boy. Hopefully the last night of this freaking cold weather. Tomorrow's supposed to be a little better. And we're actually supposed to get some good late spring weather starting on Monday. So let's hope. Let's hope. I'll be back on camera in just a minute or two. All right. Well, what do we got here? We got 11:20 left in this game. Not the best, most exciting game. Third round has been, I want to say, the first 2 rounds were like really good. Like most of the games I watched, anyways, were like really exciting games. I think the third round has been underwhelming. I'll just say. So I hope the 2 teams that make it to the finals, we're going to get better overall hockey than this third round has been. Joe, I don't know if it's a fluke that they got there. I think they're a good team. Just that's the way the playoffs are, right? When you meet your match, you meet your match. Goal number 5, this is definitely over. You could be great, blah, 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 and then you meet your match, and then that's it. You just look like a team that shouldn't be there. You're overmatched, and it shows, and you question how'd that team get there? They just met a better team. I mean, that's all there is to it. But this game is definitely over. Oh. Oh, I didn't see that from David. Brindamore couldn't come back with Anderson. Unless there's, like I said, a reason for injury, something like that. Why couldn't he have come back with Anderson? From the look of it here, I would say he should have come back with Anderson. But like I said too, right? We don't know. There could be something and a reason why, but we won't find out till after. I mean, Brindamore is a good coach, but even good coaches, when you're overmatched like this, you make bad decisions sometimes. Also, Bob is dialed in. I don't see Bob necessarily having a bad game. They're going the rest of the way, Usually, if I'm correct, when he gets to the late rounds of the playoffs, he's usually pretty hard to beat. So, JFed 6, there's another one coming up. I know I'm a little bit behind. Here it comes. 2-on-1. Boom, and there you go. Marchand. Was it Marchand or did he set it up? No. Brad Marchand with the goal. Considering 5-2 loss, 5-0 loss, and now 6-1, this series is done. I'd be surprised if Carolina comes back and wins game 4. I just can't see it. JFAD, I think you're right. Maybe that's what we're seeing here, right? The weaker division, it just can't match up to the team from the stronger division. Plus, I mean, Florida's the defending Stanley Cup champion. They know how to win here. They must be hungry to do it again. I mean, you win one, it's like a Lay's potato chip. You can't just have one. You want another one. So, yeah, that's what's, I don't know how they recover Carolina. Unfortunately for them, I'm not unhappy. I don't like Carolina at all. I mean, Florida's not my favorite team, but I like them better than Carolina. But they're totally outmatched here. And it also goes to show you, right? As you go through the rounds, it gets harder. It doesn't get easier. So, they might have looked good in their first 2 series, but they've hit a wall here. Oh, it's Barkov. So Barkov from... Oh, okay, this is a different goal. They're happening so fast. I forgot. It's a different goal, no? Oh, no, it's the same one. Now it's unassisted? I thought Marchand. Oh. They couldn't catch... They were showing the goal before. Yeah, so it's Marchand from Lundell, and I didn't see who else. And now we got to fight. Carolina, I mean, they're trying to, I don't know, show something for the next game. But I mean, Aho, why is Aho fighting? You really want Aho fighting? Like, really? Might not be a great idea. Joe, but it shows you, too, the difference between the regular season and the playoffs, right? Caps first in the Eastern Conference, maybe the second best team overall record-wise. And, doesn't really mean anything in the playoffs. So that's where we're at. And I am back. As they go for a commercial. That makes sense. Yeah, just disappointing to see a team that gets this far to be that outmatched, right? And we may be seeing that happening soon in the other in the other conference. I don't know. I think Edmonton winning 3-0, that's a big showing for them, and I'm wondering what it's going to be like when they get back to Edmonton. Are they going to also do basically what Florida's doing the rest of the way? I don't know. I kind of thought and still sort of do that Dallas-Edmonton series is going to go 7, but I didn't expect Edmonton to beat them 3-0. So we'll see. Joe, I know it's a 1-1, but I mean Edmonton winning, they took home ice advantage with that win. They get that, and I kind of think that we might be seeing Edmonton, taking over that series with that win last night. It doesn't mean it's going to be a close battle, Joe. It doesn't mean that at all. Obviously, Game 3 will give us a better indication, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of pulling for Edmonton this year again. I don't know if it's just because they're a Canadian team. I really want Montreal to be the next Canadian team to win a cup, but I'm pulling for Edmonton. I have a feeling about them. I don't know why. I didn't have it up until very recently, but I have a feeling about them. This might be their year. Joe, yeah. Listen, the defense did not win last night with Dallas. So, JFed says it's going to be 6-2, but this game is over if they get any hope from scoring a second goal, even though there's 9:05 to go. Yeah. The only thing I'm going to give them, the Canes, that I actually respect, when they scored that goal, no big celebration. They didn't go crazy. They didn't lift their sticks even. And that's the right way to react. So I give them respect for that, because they're not anywhere near close to getting back in this. So maybe they have some hope there, because this is not a Toronto Maple Leafs team. I don't know. At this point, I don't think I know what I'm saying. Yeah, but I like the fact that they didn't go with this. Toronto would have. If this was Toronto, they'd have celebrated that goal like crazy, I believe. And so that's the difference between those two teams. Well, from the look of the way Florida came back there, I don't think that second goal is going to help Carolina in any way. Just going too well. I take this. They're just waiting for a face-off. Just to remind you guys, memberships. Hit that join button. Check out the memberships. There's a new video there. If you've done this before, I've updated the video to introduce the memberships. Check it out. Oh, also, I guess I should have down below me there, on the bottom. That's my store on Fourth Wall. If you're interested in some merch, there's some good. There's like 40, I think 40 items there that you may be interested in at Talking Habs Media Shop at Fourth Wall. No, Talking Habs Media Shop, fourthwall.com, and check that out. It could be a long 7 minutes to get through this, but I stay to the end. Oops, I'm sitting on the wrong thing there. Question: do I think the Habs will be in the playoffs outright or via wild card? That's a good question. Too early to answer that, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'd like it to be that they, the third seed as a minimum. I don't think they'd get higher necessarily, but I'll take either. I don't care how they make it in, honestly. If it, down the road a little bit, maybe that's different. But right now, I'll take a wild card next year. Wow. Panthers scored 5 goals in one period for the first time ever in the playoffs for them. That's interesting. The Carolina-Montreal feud is a water under the bridge for you. And I get that, JFed. It's not for me, but mostly because of their social media. I hate those guys. Like, I don't know. They got like 12-year-olds working there, and I just find them very whatever. So that's why it's not over for me. That's all. So, but if you like them, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Not my business who people like. What was the feud all about? Was the offer sheeting Aho. When they offer sheeted Sebastian Aho, that's when the feud started. It's honestly, if we didn't offer sheet Sebastian Aho, they don't offer sheet Jesperi Kotkaniemi. That's to me, that's the only reason they did it, and I'm sure they regret doing it now. So it backfired on them, and I'm happy that it did. Man, I can't wait for these cold nights to be over. It is crazy. It's May 24th. I shouldn't have my windows closed on May 24th. That's insane. You're fed up with rain? How many days you've had rain? We've had rain too, not like horrible rain, kind of more like drizzly, light rain, but still, it's been like every day too here. It's been horrible weather, but it'll end sometime tomorrow. So yeah, I hear too this weather's ending. Oh man, Kachuk really instigated that. Wow. Wow, 2-3 weeks like that? Yeah, I'd be fed up with that too. You mean 2-3 days of that, and I'm fed up with it. The only good thing this year, last year we didn't have a lot of snow and we didn't have a lot of rain at this time of year. It wasn't great, for the ground and all that. This year, much better. Hopefully, be less fires and shit. Five minutes to go. Yikes, that's not good there. So weather's crazy everywhere. Climate change, Hey, Bruce. How's it going, Bruce? Oh, got another fight here. Bennett and Svechnikov. Svechnikov's holding on to Bennett around his neck like it was like holding on for dear life, and now he's got him by the helmet. You can't do that. Grab a guy by the helmet like that. Then it's looking at it like, oh, fuck, I'm going to get you. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. They're losing badly, embarrassingly, and they're going to be not happy about it, but maybe just play better. Bruce, yeah, this series has been pretty shitty. I'm doing good, thank you. I hope you are. Well, you said you are. Slashing penalty to Svechnikov, so power play for Florida. Because that's what they need, more goals. Whoop, up. There we go again. Gadjevich and somebody else who just turtled, sort of. Martinuk. So he didn't really turtle, but he did the standing equivalent, sort of. Yeah, Bruce, I don't think Canadians would have done much against Florida. But to say that we could have handled Carolina, I don't know that that necessarily is true just because of how they're doing against Florida. So Florida takes a penalty there, so it'll be 4-on-4 for a minute 44. Just let it go, boys. Let it go. 4:11 left. Let's get it done. Okay, but Japheth, you say it like that's a conspiracy. I hope that's not what you're thinking. It works out like that sometimes. They'll probably miss the next 6. Again, you don't know that unless we were in there, and but you don't know that any of that's true. I don't know. It's Florida, and this year we had their number during the regular season. It doesn't mean that would be like that in the playoffs. Yeah, that I can tell you. So if that's the reason that you're saying that, I don't know that that's 100% true what you're saying. Oh, this series hasn't been great. No, I agree with you on that. Well, Joe, if it's getting tedious, another team better come in there and do something about it. It does not look like it's going to be Carolina that does that, though. Bruce, I doubt Montreal is signing Marchand. I can't see that in any way. If I'm Florida at this point, I just try to waste as much time as possible. Get the puck, hold on to it for as long as you can, and run the clock out. We don't need Marchand to teach us how to play tougher. Don't worry about that. Minute 21 left. I won't even say in the third, just in the game, because this game ain't going not a second past. See what he just said? It's potential. If Panthers sweep Carolina, they could potentially have 12 days in between games, and that is no good. I stay to the end, boys. I know some of you, the game's probably over. 40 seconds left here on my screen. Habs were a little bit more on skills and speed than physicality, but I mean, I'm hoping they make the moves that they make. They bring in guys that are a little bit more physical, bring in a little more size and meanness and toughness. So, game over, 6-2 for Florida, 3-0 lead in the series, and that's pretty commanding. Which means, as you all know, that if Carolina is to have any kind of a chance, any kind, it will be they have to win all 4 games. They got to do the reverse sweep, and I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting out of the game there. Yeah, so I mean, this is not going to happen. Bruce says he feels we lost to Washington because we were too soft. That is a little bit. I wouldn't say like that makes it sound like we're a really wimpy team. I don't think Montreal is, but yes, not mean enough. And I don't mean that in a dirty way, like not to be dirty, but not mean enough. And we could be a little more physical and stuff. Yes. Yeah, J-Fed, Marchand, I think he does like it there. I could see him. If they win a cup, I could see Marchand signing there. I would imagine it depends on the money. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. They have 19 million in cap space for next season. So, but I could see him signing there. He seems to really like it there. They like him. He fits there. Skills and speed definitely have benefits, but in this, especially in the playoffs, you need that meanness and toughness as well. You got to have some of that, and we don't have enough of that right now. All right. It's been a long night. It's been a long Saturday hockey talk. I want to thank everybody for being here. Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I wish the game was a little better, but it wasn't. What are you going to do? I don't know if I'm going to be doing the afternoon game tomorrow or not, so look for it. If you don't see it out there, I'm not doing it. Monday, we have our pod, so I don't think we're going to cover Monday's game, but we might end up doing that. We'll see. Not sure. But we will be back for some more of these games, and I do believe we're going to try to do all of the final games. So when the finals come along, we're planning to cover all of those. And that's it. Thanks for being here. Please check out the memberships. I appreciate it if you do. And also check out in the description, if you go down there, that you'll see there's a list of products, merch that'll take you to that spot there that's listed down below. Please check that out. You might find something you like. And that's it. Thanks for being here. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. Peace out, and I'll see you soon. Ciao, everybody. Have a great night. And that's it. I got to set up properly here. Have a good night, everybody. Ciao.